that. Womp. Womp. Alright. Blom, blom, blom. Blom, 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 blom. Blom, blom. Bum 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 bum. Who's over there? Ah! Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Why I put that tea right there? Not gonna need that for a good chunk of the night. Anyway, you know. Okay, got that turned on. Cool. Okay. Oh, it looks pretty thick. Mr. Sukov just enjoying his little bone. So cute. Just the sweetest damn little thing. Did I call you? I wasn't calling for you. I was just saying how much of the sweetest little boy you was. Look at you. You're so damn cute. Oh, yes. Oh, look at those eyes. Look at those pretty fucking little adorable eyeballs. Those are just the eyeballs of an adorable boy. I guess it doesn't need those right now. I'll grab more of these. There we go. There you go. This is... Little sweet boy. Stop writing. Stop it. There we go. Alright. I need to do this real quick, y'all. Bada boom. Bada boom, bada boom. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Bada boom. Here, pull up a little live viewing map for the fuck of it. Because I know that's going to be also interesting to check out. Less than a week, the U.S. and here have pushed more than 17,000 anti-tank weapons, including javelin missiles, over borders over Poland and Romania. Damn. 17,000 of anti-tank pieces and equipment. Holy shit. Ain't no wonder fucking Russian armor shit's getting clapped. Over 17,000 different anti-tank pieces. Holy shit. That's a lot. That is a lot. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, Zukov. Look at you. Just being a sweet boy. Here, I'll do this real quick. We'll see, Pooch. I know which one is it to try. Founders All Day IPA, Session Ale. Yeah, I'll probably try this. Let me do this real quick. That. Boom. Right. Oh. Man, that was a swift open. Oh, that's a really good smell to it. It's actually really good. You a little sniffer? What you sniffing around for, huh? What you was sniffing? What were you was a sniffing, huh, buddy? What would you sniffing? Look at his little face. Look at that little pretty face. Why does that face say you want treats? It's because you do. Is it because you do? Hey, chill out. Sit. Paw. Good boy. Stand. Good boy. What a sweet little baby. Oh, damn, weed, please. Whew. Oh, damn, weed, please. Damn. Well, that was definitely quite the hit. My goodness. Oh, nice. This is pretty damn good. Top of the dock to you, MC. Well, top of the MC to you, Doc. You tried this, I don't know if you've tried this yet. I'm sure you're working right now, so you don't have an ability to, but if you ever... No. If you ever happen to find some of this, it's actually really good. I recommend checking it. Checking it out, trying it. It's like a session ale. That's pretty good. Tried Taco Bell for the first time ever tonight. Not as bad as I expected. You tried Taco Bell? Oh my god. I mean, taste-wise and everything, it's not that bad. It's more of the after effects that people talk about. Which, yeah. I mean, I've heard tales, but I feel like it's more of just a meme. Because for me personally, I've never had, like, bad, after experiences from Taco Bell. It's just like, I mean, when it comes to something that is cheap and at least tastes okay, I mean, you know, I don't work until what's tonight. I'm not doing beer tonight, though, because it's too much beer last night. From what I heard. Yeah, it sounds like, you know, all the homeboys got pretty lit last night. Because of poor Harley having a fucking... I don't know what he did, you know, prior to fucking, you know... I don't think I have a Founder's IPA. It's pretty good. Like I said, it's definitely something I recommend if you, you know, try it out. It's got a, let's see. Joy Fresh, well, yeah, I figured. 42 IBUs, 4.7 alcohol by volume, 0.32 fluid ounces. Look for apartments on Tuesday. Oh, shit. Yeah, Wednesday I'm gonna go do my union vote. I was thinking about doing it Tuesday, but I'm working that day, and the closest place I'd have to get to would be Tiger, so I'm like, eh. I'll just take a transit out towards near the Lloyd Center and just go do it over there on the 9th. And then Thursday, I'm thinking about grabbing my paycheck, grabbing some ammo and stuff, going out target shooting and shit. Some of the boys. Or at least the ones that I'm down. Tyler says he's gonna try to see if he can get Thursday free so he can come along. Obviously, I know you're not, you know, into that shit, but figured I'd at least, you know, try to get, you know, a couple other homeboys down. Because I was hitting up Weatherby, the company that manufactures the shotgun I own, and I showed them, like, the gas piston in question, and they actually said as outside of it being, like, very minorly chipped, probably just due to using heavy loads, like the slug rounds I was using, it should be okay still. So, the gun's still safe to fire and still good to use and operate, so as long as I just stick to game loads and target loads, it should be okay. So I'm just gonna buy a bunch of target loads and just do that. I got game loads in there for like pheasant hunting and shit, but I might just leave those in there. Oh yeah, I know, I might bring along them. I'm also getting, you know, a bunch of rounds from target loads and shit. Still need to get a heavy gas piston load, or a heavy load gas piston. Which those in themselves shouldn't really cost too much. Because with those I can at least use like heavy shots and shit. And honestly, as of lately, I've just been so badly thinking about getting an AK. I was thinking about maybe, I know you're not exactly, you know, fond of, you know, this topic, but it's just like lately I've been either thinking about like a pistol carbine, like a Caltech Sub 2000 or a High Point 4595 TS. And lately though, it's just like, man, because of AKs lately and seeing, you know, the whole like Russia-Ukrainian war, then like AK-12s, AK-74s, 47s, 107s, it's just like, oh my god, it's like it's really making me want an AK so fucking bad. Got a Bluetooth radio installed in my car. Royal Blood gonna be fire. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Nice. So you end up, you know, driving around and cruising around and you can listen to streams like, mate, take me along for the car, like I'm chatting to you with the car ride, and you just have to sit there and listen to me ramble. Have no way to respond. You just get to sit there and torment. Just listen to me bitch about random bullshit. I mean, it's not like I don't do that anyway if I'm hanging out with y'all. You know, like, I get my moments where I do that. I mean, we all do it, to be fair. Logan does, especially. Like, I mean, I think he's the one who truly has mastered the art of not knowing when to stop talking and shut and fuck up. I mean, Tyler and Logan, I mean, I love them, but I love them both, but holy shit, they definitely mastered the art of not knowing when to stop. I at least can. But sometimes, especially if I'm in a more inebriated state, I could definitely just go on about a topic and just go endlessly about it. So, depending on the mood, I could definitely get in that sphere, but I think those two especially Logan, I think are, you know, are the ones who have mastered that art in a way that I just have to, like, that even makes my, even, you know, makes my dad look like, you know, he's only been training in it for months. Because for him, it's just like, he prolongs his sentences. Logan, he just will literally not stop and just go on. And then he'll, like, stumlock within different topics, too. Like, he'll start with one, and then he'll, like, verge into a different topic, and then another one, and then a different one, and then somehow circle that back to the initial topic that he somehow remembers, kind of, that you probably have forgotten long ago. It's just like, well, eventually it almost does get a little word salad-y. I will admit. He definitely can have his moments. I mean, like I said, I think we all do, but I mean, when it comes to mastering the art, though, oh man, I think we know who to look at. I'm just like kind of peeping over to Zukov. This place we went last night had epic salads. Oh really? nice. You know, I'm always down for a good salad. Like, salads have to be done right for me to really love them. And honestly, it's not even that hard to fuck up. I mean, it's just that you have to make sure it's fresh ingredients. That's really just the key. It's just make sure your ingredients are fresh and not, like, wilted and shit. If they're wilted, the salad's gonna be shit. If it's not and it's fresh, it's gonna be good. I mean, honestly, that's truly the only main key to a salad, is just using fresh ingredients, and that's really about it. So, they must, you know, honestly, that's a good sign. Like, if, you know, and what was it, like a little bar? Like, if they have some good salads in their bar, that means that they're getting their stuff in fresh. And they're using it fresh. So, that's actually a real good sign. I'm not, like, that's a sign of quality. That there be a sign of quality. House dressing makes a big difference also. House dressing too. So it's like a homemade, you know, like a barmaid type of oh man. Ooh. See, see, that's good. I like that. That's honestly, to me, that's just another positive right there. That's another plus. This place sounds of a quality. It does definitely sound like it is of quality. I just ate something before I started this, but now you're making me want a salad. Here, I didn't even see what was going on for news-wise from that here. You know, one thing I've noticed is there's been like a kind of a recurring thing about this whole like Zelensky like pleading for NATO to push like a no-fly zone, which in my mind is like an immediate like freak-out mode. I'm not even gonna lie. But as far as I'm aware, I don't even think NATO is willing to even consider that. Which, thank goodness. It strangely brings me back to like fucking 2016, because remember how like Hillary wanted a fucking no-fly zone over Syria because of Russian aircraft? It's just like, it's like that could that quite literally could start a potential World War III scenario, and now it's just like, here we are again. Oh, sweet baby rays. It's like, what? It's like, why do people think a no-fly zone is, like, an actual good idea? Like, that's, I mean, it just straight up is kind of like an act of war, because the whole idea is, like, what, you put NATO aircraft over the air and basically force, you know, any other aircraft in the area to stay grounded? I mean, it's like, that just ain't gonna work. Especially when you're in a war zone, like, yo, dog, like, what the fuck do you expect? Like, yeah, they're gonna look at aircraft that have, you know, a bunch of munitions on it, like a fighter jet or a multi-purpose jet, and just be like, oh, hey, take that down, boy, and just knock it out of the sky. And then the NATO aircraft just got shot down, and it's like, uh-oh, global escalations, because it would save a lot of Ukrainian lives. I mean, it's, like, I'm not gonna doubt that. I mean, obviously, you know, having a way to force at least either air superiority against the Russians, or just having no, you know, air means or capabilities at all is definitely a good thing. But, I mean, no-fly zone isn't exactly a way to do it, because that just is going to lead to a more massive global escalation from that point. But it'll be enforced with heavy NATO anti-aircraft weapons from the ground. See, like, I mean, even on that line, it's still, like, in a sense, provocation, unless those anti-aircraft weapons are manned by Ukrainian forces. Unless Russia majorly escalates. I mean, yeah. But, and the thing is, though, because of the weather right now, oh, fuck. I mean, because of the weather right now, there's not going to be a lot of son of a bitch, a lot of escalation at the moment. I mean, we're kind of in a lull point just because of that, which is, I guess, a virtue right now. But it's just like, I mean, it's like there's, at least at this point, been a lot of major advances towards the south, just because it's been a little bit more drier over there in comparison to the more muddier, wet north. And with that, there's a very strong likelihood that once it starts getting drier, especially around north, they're going to have a major way to make pushes and advances towards the Ukrainian forces, especially in and around Kiev. And if that's the case, then it's going to be, a lot more, a lot more escalatory for sure. I mean, because it's just pretty much known at this point that a lot of the, Russian High Command are very, old guard-like. They have a very, old strategic way of doing things, like it's somehow, still the fucking 40s or something. Where it's like, alright, enemy occupants in city, bomb it. It's just like, what, is this still World War II? Like, what the fuck? Like, they have a very old guard strategy mentality about shit, so it's like, if they can't immediately push into a city, then they just bomb it until until they surrender, basically. And that's pretty much their idea, is doing almost like a medieval tactic of things. Surround a place, and then just kind of skirmish and nitpick their defense forces and just starve them out, basically. I mean, that's essentially what they've been doing. And the main road, Interstate MO6 in Kiev, or at least going out of Kiev, has also been blocked by a lot of Russian forces that have heavily bulked up there. That massive, 40-some mile Russian column was primarily going to that region so they can cut off a major highway out of Kiev, and also get some of these more smaller roads and outskirts and little smaller highway roads that they can capture from there too. So it's like, I mean, they're at this point they're using their time to just kind of do an old style siege, where they just kind of surround the city and just kind of do a war of attrition of the defenders there, and just, at the last second then just sweep in after they've nitpicked them with bombarding and having pretty much a no way in, no way out scenario. But it's not exactly working very well for the Russian forces, though. I mean, at this point, it's just been known, especially just given a lot of their old equipment. Some of it is, not even just, we're stuck in warehouses, but some of them were, still somewhat salvageable, graveyard aircraft or graveyard equipment that are, stuck in, just fields, that were just, meant to be scrapped eventually at some point, and were just kind of picked up. Oh, this still kind of works. The engine still works, the gun still works, take it out. It's okay. I mean, it's overall, everything so far is not exactly aiding on the Russian side of favor of things. The weather, just the defense, their logistics, the fact of how they structure their military. I mean, honestly, considering that a majority of them are conscripts and barely know what the fuck they're doing anyway, it's just I mean, it's so much of it's just not in their favor. It's so much to the point that even some of the oligarchs and generals and shit that were even somewhat in favor of this are now against them and don't like it and are kind of pissed because of just how much of a flop it's been. But Putin's too prideful, so at some point we're going to be seeing an escalation of things. This couple days of quietness is for naught, or it's not all for naught. They're definitely building up, and when that happens, it's probably not going to be pretty. I mean, I know in Bucha and Irpin and around that region, they've been getting a lot of civilians evacuated out and into inner Kiev. But, I mean, I don't know. At the same time, considering how much, some cities like Dnipro, Odessa especially, and Kiev have been, fortifying themselves and shit. I mean, it's even if they do somehow get into these cities, it's gonna be fucking forever until they get even truly, fully capture the city. It's gonna be quite a while. I mean, it's it took, what, less than a week for Kherson to, get fully captured and shit, and that was one of the more minor towns that was meant to be captured within, within 12 hours. And it's just, and that was, the only real city that they were able to capture so far out of all the major, all out of their main objectives, at least for the first day, let alone for the first week. If anything, I'm pretty sure a lot of Russian High Command didn't expect it to go that long. Which is now why they're kind of rebuilding and rebulking up so they can do just like a major, massive, like, just push in. Just like a hard, blunt push. And in between, just hitting these cities with little airstrikes and with calculated little ballistic airstrikes and shit. So, I mean, that's pretty much what we've been seeing lately. Outside of, just a typical heavy fight in the same regions that are being heavily contested at the moment. I mean, if you look on the live view U8 map, I mean, you can even see that, like, a lot of Russian forces aren't even necessarily trying to capture, like, other smaller towns or villages and shit like that. They're mostly trying to fucking, get into these more major areas. Like, I mean, it's like, I'm looking at it now, like, there's just, like, one weird-ass, like, worm of a red line. And there was even, it initially stopped at this town of Purluki, but they didn't even bother going to that yet. Like, they just skipped around, went around it, and just kept going. So now there's, like, a fork where there's two different separate things being branched off, where, like, they took a division of their forces, like, one to the south, one to the north. And now they're more closer to Kiev. They're probably, like, they're about, like, 20 miles to the very edge of the outskirts of Kiev now at this point. I'll pull it up on the map here. But... yeah, but it's this weird cockamamie shit. Like, it's not even, like, they didn't even bother really going at, like, this town I was talking about. Like, last time they were here, but they were like, yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna just go around them. We're not even gonna bother, dealing with these forces here. Which, if anything, I'm thinking they left, like, a couple task forces to kind of distract and antagonize the defense forces here to keep them distracted so they don't retreat and link up towards those near Kiev. That's my guess. Like, because any defense forces or any battalions and shit that aren't, harassing these columns and shit, like they're in these villages, are probably starting to link back towards Kiev, considering that they're going to get cut off and rather be at home base to try to defend there, so they can have a better way of organizing a counteroffensive versus the other way around. Where you're just kind of cut off and kind of alone out here, like Konotop, like, they've basically been surrounded. I don't even know what the fuck's going on here. I think some of the task forces around here have been trying to give the people here, like, an ultimatum, like, hey, surrender, or we're just going to continue surrounding you and you're going to be kept cut off. But they haven't really, like, done anything aside from that. So I don't know what like, officers in charge of anyone around, like, of any troops over here, but I guess I'll give the Duke credit for not being an utter piece of shit and fucking over this village and bombarding the fuck out of it, despite being surrounded for, like, a week now. So, I mean, I guess that's good. I don't know which specific, like, lieutenant or, whoever the fuck, will be in charge of dealing with any troops there, but... I mean, at least they're not, like, bombarding the fuck out of them, I guess, because I don't hear anything from that village, Konotop. The only thing I've heard was, like, a couple instances where the mayors, like, said, hey, they've tried to give us ultimatums of either surrendering or staying surrounded, basically, and we're just like, fuck you. So, I mean, it's like, they're not really doing anything with that town, as far as I'm aware. I mean, I'm sure they're eventually going to probably try to capture it, but... they haven't done shit. It's not important to them, I guess. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of seeing where maybe that little northern fork with that weird, like, worm of a line, like, trying to meet up with some of their forces near Nizian. It's around that town, and, use whatever task forces are there to go to Cherniv. I mean, I can kind of see what they're trying to do a little bit, but because it's so fucking muddy up here in the north, where a lot of that shit's going on, I mean, that's why it's such a weird worm, like it was, because it's, like, all these farmlands and all that shit, like, in these smaller roads that aren't as developed, are muddy as fuck, and they're gonna get bogged down, so there's no way they can get into them. So, they're very much waiting until it dries up. But it seems like it's been mostly wet for the last few days, and especially if all the snow that happened, like 3 days ago, it's gonna stay wet for a while. So, shit time to fucking, invade Ukraine there, bud. It's so weird. Like, Russians use the winter to their advantage when defending, but they never learn. when they're the aggressor, like Finland, Ukraine. Well, Finland like twice. And it's just like, did they not learn? It's like, you use winter to your advantage when you're defending shit, so why can't you do it on the advantage when, like, being the aggressor? Like, what the... You think they learned that. But I guess not. Especially considering Ukraine, like, terrain-wise, it's not even that much different to a lot of the mass, like regions and, like, you know, like, a lot of the flatlands and countryside of Russia, too. It's just like, you think they know how to fight in this shit. You think they know how this type of, like, terrain and weather works in these regions, but I guess not. Let's see if there has been any updates here anyway. Downed Russian Mi-24 or Mi-35P helicopter. Oh, so is this a Twitter video? Oh yeah, it is. Oh shit, they got a drummer boy. Oh wait, no it's not, it's just music. It's loud as hell. Do 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 do. Fat ass rotors. Yeah, so it looks like it might have been hit by anti-air missile or some shit and hit right in the front. Cause that the tail section's looking okay. You know, just a hauled out shell now. Honestly, like, one thing I will say is I'm very impressed with the Russian K-52 helicopters with, like, the counter-rotating double, like rotor thing going on and shit. Because pretty much whenever I see those things crash, they never really look like they crash. They just look like they kind of just land on their belly. I mean, and honestly, most of them look like they're still fairly intact. Like, I mean, obviously they're heavily damaged and shit, but the pilots, you know, for the most part, look like they're relatively unharmed because usually the canopies are just wide open and they ditch their shit and leave. But it's just like, I mean, if, you know, Ukraine keeps getting more of these things, they're going to have their own version of the K-52 at a certain point and start developing their own version because, like, so much of that tech is still very much intact. Especially, like, the actual, like, helicopter mechanism, like, with the double gyro rotating shit. I think even Bell Sikorsky are together working on a helicopter like that to replace the Black Hawk, too. Where they kind of took a little hint from the Russians with that type of piece of technology. Because honestly, like, it's legitimately pretty, and like, it must be, like, there's something to it evidently. Because if it's like, if your shit gets damaged and you're kind of crashing, but your helicopter doesn't, like, go spinning out of control and shit, it just kind of plops. I mean, that's a lot more safer for your pilots, and it means less casualties, you know, overall, even if you lose the piece of equipment. So, I mean, all in all, it's actually a, you know, smart move. Technologically wise, at least. So, I mean, honestly, Ukraine's probably going to be able to have enough of these crashed K-52s, where they're going to be able to probably, like, salvage, like, maybe 2 or 3 of them to be flyable again, and have their own. And just start, you know, developing their own version of this type of helicopter, or make their own design or something like that. Just kind of steal from the Russian tech. I mean, why not, you know? I mean, they already are doing that with a lot of their armored tanks and a lot of their APCs and shit like that anyway, so it makes total sense. And also with their Air Force, they use relatively some of the same equipment, too. Like, I didn't even know, but the Ukrainian Air Force also has Su-27 flankers as well. It's like, well, that makes it confusing. So it's like at this point, at least when it comes to the Air Force, like at least when it comes to air superiority, it's literally like by the hour of what side it changes to, and at the same time, it's also kind of hard to see which side is which. You know, at least from a distance. You know, just because some of these aircraft are actually pretty much flown by both sides, so it makes it a little harder to ID which one's which unless it's like known that one side is in the air at a certain hour. Now check out that Emigo stream to see if there's... Did you hear the latest? There's been some latest stuff. Oh boy. What's the latest? The latest or Mick latest? For disconnection from global internet, no later than March 11th, all servers and domains must be transferred to the Russian zone. In addition, detailed data on network infrastructure and sites being... Wait, so they're gonna cut themselves off from the internet? Well, I can't read that. I don't speak Russian, or I don't read it either. Well, this is just gonna piss off Russians even more. Sounds like it. Yeah. Like, I follow a Russian YouTuber, I think it's pronounced Nfuckers, but it's NFKRZ. This is his channel name. And he's just kind of like a... kind of a vlogger type, dude. And actually is like a YouTuber, a Russian YouTuber that in the past has spoke pretty critically of Putin's government. Or at least, like as much as he can, I guess. But he's like somebody that at least when it comes to kind of like the Russian voice of things, when it comes to like on the ground there, it's just like we're not going to be able to hear from him. You hear like the crazy shit that they might be doing. It's like I mean, because now we're not going to be able to really hear jack shit about, like, if, the Russian people overall are, like, riling up even more and trolling and rising up further. And, no, I mean, they honestly, considering this shit, they most certainly fucking will. Best troll seen so far. Activists are broadcast troll faces on Russian military radio. Oh my god. What's funny is that the song itself is done by a Russian musician and singer at the time in Soviet Russia who straight up who was singing a song about American Cowboy but had to censor the lyrics, so so the song was... I love it. Honestly, it just makes it even more meta, because it's like, wow, a song that had to be censored but did it anyway, and now they're about to get censored, and now we're trolling the fuck out of them with troll face. With that, oh my god, I love it. I love it. Beautiful. That's the type of cyber warfare I want to see, boy. Insane in the membrane. Going in. Insane in the membrane. See what other random shites would be down. That sweet little baby. Tulsi Gabbard, CPAC speech was embarrassingly vapid and hypocritical. Oh my god. Like, I forgot that she was doing that. Honestly, like, I kind of forget about her now at this point until, like, it gets reminded in my head. Honestly, I'm kind of curious what she was saying, you know, like, all in all, a little bit. I want to hear her fucking weird tomfoolery. Have to take it down the gym, Jack. She had to be a grifter, what can I say? She had him getting, you know, her hair turning blonde. The sun didn't know what's for, Jack. She has to take the straight razor blazers and get them rusty in the rain barrels. You know the thing. You know the thing, Jack. Oh my god, this, I didn't even see the video. I honestly thought that, like, oh my god, okay. Wow, this, is it a long speech?
It's a lot of different things.
Okay, I'm glad I have a beer.
I could be playing Elden Ring. That would be a joy. We could be spending time with our...
Okay, I'm gonna have to see some gameplay of Elden Ring, because I need to see what the hoopla about that is.
Families, we could be doing things that give us enjoyment.
So the Belarus defense minister resigned. I heard about that, I saw that. Because, like, from my... If I remember, I saw that this morning, and if I remember, it's basically because, like, because of, you know, the lack of logistics and organization and preparation, and basically because we pretty much, you know, have no real way to organize or do this. Like, fuck you, I'm not even gonna bother, I'm resigning. It's pretty much like along the lines of that, like, this is bullshit a little bit, I can't even manage this, like, I'm not even gonna bother, you deal with it, fuck you. I mean, it was kind of like along those lines from what I understand. Because it's just like, I mean, because honestly it makes sense though, like when you got so much logistical bullshit and being like fucking bitch slapped and like smacked in the face, you know, so hard, you know, in course of what's, you know, been going on, considering, you know, the, you know, blood and soil ultra nationalist fervor propaganda about how you're all the greatest and biggest baddest and all this shit. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of what you get. I mean, honestly, like, not everyone, especially in a nation, in a country as massive as Russia, and, you know, they're more vassal state of Belarus, like, not everyone buys that shit. So it's just like, of course. I mean, once the reality hits you in the face, it's like, oh, I can't actually deal with this. This is some bullshit. Never mind. I'm resigning. I'm not being held accountable for this. Far-right groups are trying to recruit right-wingers from liberal states to Idaho. I say good riddance. I'm okay with that. Hey, get out of the state. Go to Idaho. What the stance is on? Israel? Probably hypocritical beyond fucking shit. Like, honestly. Like, I'm not, like, gonna poo-poo them for, you know, being like, yeah, Ukraine and stuff, but, like, you know, because I know they already been like that, but it's just like, man, they are probably the biggest fucking hypocrites of all for that. Considering their fucking apartheid and genocide of Palestinians. It's like, you're one to fucking talk. Maybe you should look at your own back door before, you know, poo-pooing, you know, another nation for their shit. It's like, I mean, I look at them and I'm like, especially like, fuck you. You know, when they're like, oh, we wish there were Ukraine. We're the Israeli government. It's like, fuck you. Like, my ass cheeks. You barely stand with anyone who isn't, like, Israeli and shit. Does Israel have good relations with Ukraine? The president's Jewish after all? Probably. And honestly, they probably do just because of that virtue. They're like, hey, you know, you're Jewish. You know, we're a pro-Zionist Jewish state over here. You know, it's like, we're buddies. Like, I mean, there's a very, like, they usually have, like, you know, they try to usually butter up and have strong relations with those that happen to be Jewish in power, because then they could put a lot of lobbying dollars behind them and use that as a way of influence and shit. I mean, there's a lot of that when it comes to the United States, and that's spread so far to the point where it's just within the party system now at this point. Like, I mean, you know, because you know, of the historical background of how, you know, Jews been treated historically and shit, of, you know, of course, you know, not being good and horrible. Yeah, I don't think we need to go for the past sense of that. I'm not even just speaking of the Holocaust, by the way. I'm not even going further back. I mean, it's just like, yeah, but given the Israeli state and their actions, it's like, like, I mean, they really got no room to talk about, you know, like, moral wrongs of the world. I bet their stance is to decide whoever will recognize Israel as the claim to Palestine. I mean, yeah, pretty much. How much sway did they have with Russia? I don't know. I honestly don't. I mean, they don't seem openly antagonistic with Russia. I mean, I don't usually, you know, like, when it comes to Israel, I've never seen news or reports about them openly being antagonistic to Russia. Like, some of their vassal states, like Iran and Syria and shit, yeah, but not like Russia directly. Like, it seems like they don't really give a fuck about Russia inherently. It's not in their, like, realm of influence, so to speak. I mean, they probably got a problem with them, you know, funding and helping their enemies, in a sense, like, you know, Iran or Syria, like with Assad. But, I mean, they probably understand that it's just a geopolitical game, just like how the U.S. funds them. So, they probably understand it. That's probably why they're not openly antagonistic towards Russia, because they just understand that they're another major superpower that funds and does the same shit that America does. At least when it comes to geopolitical shit in that way. With things like in the Middle East and shit. So it's just like, I mean, I feel like when it comes to the politicians in the Israeli state specifically, I feel like they know. That's why they're not, like, very hostile for Russia specifically, because they're like, you're just another player in the big game. We know. Maybe we could talk you down and maybe let you see a little more of a diplomatic outlet to this, maybe. I don't know. Like, it's if they can, like, somehow maybe, like, throw in a little curveball and, you know, help out with the peace talks, you know, fine. You know, I guess I won't poo-poo that either, you know, so I don't know. If there's something that comes out of the talks and shit from them that ends up being good, then alright, whatever. So I won't bitch at that. I mean, just kind of, it just seems a little hypocritical coming from Israel, but whatever. All the things religion means shit. Netanyahu hates Bernie, yet he's Jewish. He also was buddies of Trump despite being the neo-Nazi dog whistle. Well, Netanyahu has openly admitted he's fascist. Like, there's been a few Israeli politicians, former and concurrent, that have straight up openly called themselves fascists. I mean, there's different quotes you could find of them saying this shit. And it's just like, I mean, they're okay with Trump and his fucking dog whistles and shit because they agree with him. I mean, Netanyahu straight up has said before that the one major thing that Hitler got wrong about the Jews is that the fact that the Arabs and the Palestinians somehow, like, manipulated his thoughts to think that the Jews were actually the true bad guys when it was, like, the Arabs or some shit. Even though that had fuck all to do with, like, his conquest and shit. It's like, okay. I mean, it's like, I mean, if it's like, if you think that, like, you know, one of the bad things is that Hitler made a mistake on who he was targeting and, you know, hit you by accident, it's like, there's a problem. It's like, yeah, he hit my people by accident. He was actually meaning to hit those guys, but was manipulated and brainwashed by their weird slippery tongue or some shit. It's like, is it safe to say that that sounds like a Jewish Nazi? As weird as it sounds, they do exist. Even during World War II, they existed. Ones who were collaborative and willing to spare their own life, you know, or at least in hopes to do so, by just being Nazis themselves. I like how we didn't even get started with the Tulsi Gabbard shit. We're just talking about I mean, I'm like trying to, I feel like I'm doing this on purpose. Because I know whatever she's gonna say is vapid and gross. But hey, we get the fuck on her a little bit, so that's all good. So wait, why am I
going to do, because I'm feeling a little bit masochistic. We are going to watch Tulsi Gabbard's CPAC speech.
Oh my god, I could tell even from here that she looks so happy to be there. Like even from this distance, and you want to know something I've noticed? It's like whenever she happens to be doing like a speech event, she did this in the debates too. Like if you go back, she did it at least with like one or two of them. But if you go back and even like the 2020 debate stage and shit, she like at least when it comes to like these speeches, some shit, she would go like all white, like she was like she's looking like some angelic like dress or some suit, like where she's looking like all white and stuff going on, or at least having like an all white top going on and shit. Sukov, hey, Sukov, get over here. Quit distracting me, you little turd. I mean, she's trying to like present herself as like some like angelic savior almost a little bit. That's what I'm trying to say until Zukov was being a little boof.
From this, so I have no idea what to expect.
But be serious though, if you go back and like some of the things like in the debates and shit, she was doing the same shit. She does this. It's like a thing. It's a part of her grift.
And it was incredibly stupid. Oh no, there was actually a clip. I didn't watch it, but I saw the quote from it. It was something about God. I mean, she's very clearly trying to pander to the evangelicals, but I'm very...
Oh God, hold on, let me read this. Our freedom comes from God. Oh no, she's doing this grift. Well, she is Hindu, so she is going to do the whole God narrative. She's going to be like, I'm one of those Hindus where I think it's, we all kind of have the same understanding of what God is. We just have a different, perspective about, viewing it. Like, she's one of those types, I guarantee it. Like, one of those religious types. And they're not just, like, Hindus either. They could be, like, any religious person. I mean, honestly, I know a lot of Christians who think that, where it's like, oh, I know a lot of people that, might be, Muslim or this and that, but we all just have a different idea about the same God, blah, 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 all the same thing, basically, just basically like the vapid way of saying, like, it's okay, I don't care that they believe that, we all, we're all just, it's almost like a cop-out from, like, being like, it's all the same shit, and it's all bullshit. It's almost like a cop-out version of that, almost, like, but she's doing that, like, ugh. Oh my God, I hate it. Our freedom, like, and I hate that virtue. Our freedom comes from God, like, like, if that's the case, then, like, what does that say for literally all other life, then? Like, I mean, is their freedoms from the same thing, of their, like, natural, like, processes? Like, this, it just makes no sense. And also, it's like, there's certain freedoms that are not necessarily a good thing, like, the freedom to, like, whop somebody over the head with, like, with a rock and shit, like, until they die, or something. Like, yeah, that's not necessarily freedom you got. Like, you don't got a freedom to fuck somebody without their consent and shit. Like, there's certain freedoms that, aren't necessarily, like, good, so to speak. So, it's like, I mean, obviously, not all freedoms, are necessarily, meant to just be out and available, to just do whatever. But it's like, do those freedoms also? Like, do all freedoms? Like, it just makes no sense. Because it's already, like, a fucking gray topic. I mean, so it's like you're trying to, like, put, like, an essentialist, absolutist type of, claim into something that's already, like, subjective. Like, oh my God. Oh my God, I just hate, like, religiosity and, like, the arguments that come forth from it. I really do. Like, oh my fucking God.
What she says. I think it's pretty obvious that she's going to run for president as a Republican in a couple of years. I mean, she ran as a Democrat, and that's...
Oh, please do. Please do.
Catastrophic, because we all saw...
Let's see which lefties would, defend her and say, oh, she's still progressive, yo. Let's see it. I want to see.
What was it? 2 delegates, maybe? And, let's see what she had to say here at the Conservative Political Action Conference.
At least she wasn't at AFPAC. The Aflac AFPAC.
Hello, I'm talking about.
Oh my god. She's trying. No. Okay. You had a few people go like, yeah, what's up? Like, this ain't like a fucking democratic, like, convention. Like, you can't just be aloha and, you know, expect everyone to be like, yeah! Like, this is like a conservative fucking, like, you know, fuck the woke shit, yo. Like, I mean, they're looking at you like, you're gonna say, howdy there, man. Howdy there, everybody. Yeah, like, they're looking at you expecting you to say, like, something like that, yo. Like, I mean, you're just like, that's what I'm talking about, to, like, a few people going, yeah, what's up? Like, I mean, oh god, this is off to a great start. This is off to a great start. And I love how it has a little poke cam. I just noticed that. Oh. But, oh.
Thanks so much, Larry. And thanks, Matt, for stating this. Thanks, all of you, for your time.
Thank you, random people I don't know. But I'm gonna name drop.
Oh, you are right at home.
You know, I gotta say, when Matt and I first spoke on the phone about my coming here, we both had a similar reaction to each other, saying, yeah, there's going to probably be some strong thoughts that people were going to share with both of us.
Not really. Not very surprised, Tulsi.
Strong thoughts? Wait, what? Oh. Wait, oh my god. Oh my, I hate these things. Okay, I hate these speeches. I really hate these things. I hate it when they go into these weird, like, little, like, personal life story fucking stories and shit, whether contemporary or otherwise. It's like, I'm sorry, no one cares. Like, seriously. Like, oh my god, you know, we were just thinking in our hotel, like, oh man, you know, people might have strong thoughts, you know, being here. Like, no one cares, girl. Like, no one gives a fuck. Like, honestly. Oh my god. It's like that weird, I don't even, John Dorky McFuck's son, like, whatever his name was, from, like, earlier this morning when we were checking out, like, he was saying on his little thing, like, well, hi, well, you know, me being from Jersey, you know, it's just like, no one gives a fuck you're from Jersey, no one cares, like, just, I hate it, I just, oh my god, it really just, like, it does have, like, a hint of triggering to me, because it's like, holy fuck, can you just get to the point? Like, you're at these whole little speeches and your whole little things, and you're on the news and media to, like, get to the point and talk about some shit, not about your little personal life story. We don't give a fuck. Like, if you want to hear about your personal life story, make, like, a little bio documentary about yourself. Like, oh my god.
And here, and we both
write a book.
You were nodding, Matt. I was nodding, but we're like, you know what, bring it on. And they brought it on. So the blue check mark started lighting up, and, you know, I kind of started to...
The blue check marks. Aren't you a blue check mark? Are you not...
Wait. Oh my god, why is she doing the whole fucking weird, like, oh, so these blue check marks. So she's hitting the right-wing virtue signaling, pandering talking points, not the progressive left ones. Yeah, okay. But, like, oh my god. Like, honestly, like, since when did we, not just as a country, but as a fucking species, decide that, like, Twitter and blue check marks was, like, some sort of, like, modicum of real world's, like, material consequence? Like, I mean, I get it to some degree, and especially when it comes to, like, you know, spreading news and stuff like that, sure, but, like, oh my god, when it comes to, like, this shit, who gives a fuck? Why did we, like, I never went to the contract or the terms of service and went, yep, I agree with that, let me press accept. I never did, like, what the fuck, like, no, oh my god, like, who cares if a bunch of blue checkmark Twitter dorks, you know, came at you and were like, eh. I mean, you're a little grifter, guess what, it's not just people with check marks fucking on you.
The blue check mark, so shut.
Yeah, and yeah, you have a blue check mark, bitch, so just sit down. Pipe your ass down.
She's so fake. Holy shit.
The so-called progressives, the usual things coming out.
The so-called progressives, they're so fake. They support Medicare for all, unlike me. Oh, wait, what?
So-called progressives, oh my god. I'm glad he's pausing it, because holy shit, like, I don't even know if I could take the bombardment. It'd be like a fucking grad system, just like, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Like, holy shit, I'd be eviscerated. I mean, like the so-called oh my god. You're the so-called oh wow, this is actually very fucking hypocritical. Holy fuck, I didn't realize that it was this two-faced. Oh my god. Woo! Holy shit. Like, the so-called, like, that's what the fuck you are. Like, that's literally what she is. Am I not wrong? Because she was like, oh, hey, I'm the progressive here. Like, you know, but then, like, within a span of, like, a fucking year, she's like, oh, no, not anymore. Like, you're the so-called progressive. Like, what are you talking about? Why do you even still got a D next to your name? Just so you can be, like, one of the weird John McFuckyton dorks or Joe Manchins or the Kirsten Cinemas or whatever the fuck else, just like one of these like I'm the above the fray Republican types. Like, fuck off. Ugh. Oh my god, there needs why can't these like weird centrists just form the centrist party and get over with? Like, holy shit, like, let the Democratic Party actually be what it was supposed to and form the centrist party and get the fuck out. Like, holy shit.
Isn't that progressive? You literally moved away from Medicare for all.
A bunch of McFuckingtons got stuck in an elevator. I'll check this out in a second.
Campaign in 2020 imploded because people saw right through you that you were a phony, and now you've gone full mask off. Even your whole anti-war shtick has become undone.
Hold on. I gotta pause this real quick. These straight up just, yeah, there are a bunch of Russians. Oh my, they're all looking at the cat. Look at this dude. He's just like, he has that oh fuck moment. He looks like he actually needs to take a shit. I feel bad for that guy. He's like, I need to take a shit, comrade. He looks like he's trying to kind of like, you know, see like, hey, can I see my, you know, face a little bit? Is it dirty? Do I need to kind of like, you know, brush up my face? It looks like some of them are kind of, he look like these two kind of, at least that guy looks like he's trying to check himself out a little bit. Oh my god. Why is there, are they trying to bash the door open? Oh my god. Oh my, why did so many of them go in there at once? That's probably how it fucked up. They crowded it. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 of them. There's 9 of them in there. Unless there's one crouched, like, behind this dude or something. Like, oh my god. Is that a, what? Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Is this, what was that? That looks like he looks like he has a Sega 12. God damn, he's packing a shotty. Oh, this guy looks like he has, what was this guy got? It's this dude. Okay, what's he got? It looks like he actually has an AK-12. No, he has a 74. Okay. Just has a bunch of polyamor on it. Because I know they're using AK-12s as well, so I'm just kind of curious if any of them were. Is that a silencer on it? That's a long fucking barrel or a muzzle or something. If that's a 74. Because it doesn't look like it's a RPK. That's a long fucking barrel or a silencer on it, like a small one. Doesn't look like a Russian silencer though, so I don't know. Maybe you picked it up. Oh my god. Honestly, that's probably what happened. Like, too many, like, did they think it was Battlefield and you could just shove as many people like a sardine can in an elevator and just, like, it just goes, like, normal? Like, nah, like, it probably got stalled due to all the weight, because not just, like, it's 9 people plus, like, all of them having, like, 100 pounds of equipment on them each. So it's just, like, or give or take, probably. You know, so it's just like, I mean, that's probably what happened. They shouldn't win at like 3 at a time or something. Like, I probably wouldn't have stalled the elevator and got it stuck. I mean, I really do actually feel a little bad for him, though. I mean, when the Ukrainians open up the hatch on the top, they'll be like, "What's up, comrades? You might as well surrender. There's like a lot of us up here, you know. There's no point." I mean, it's just like, I can easily pull pin on a grenade and drop it, and you all be fucked. So look, come on, let's be reasonable now. I mean, honestly, like, I actually do a little bit. It's like, man, they were just trying to fucking, like, roll up in there, use the elevator, probably try to capture, you know, another floor of the building, and then it got stuck, and then, you know, couldn't reinforce their buddies, and just some Ukrainians came by and probably captured them and shit. We're laughing their ass off, being like, oh, look at these dorks being stuck. I mean, even in the, you know, even at times of war, you know, I've been, you know, trying to, you know, say it every now and then, because it's true. I mean, it's like, whenever there's some humor, some memes to be had, I mean, you gotta take them from when they come, you know, you gotta, You gotta take the memes when you can get them. Because there's definitely some funny memes out there, and that's a funny one. I feel so bad for them, though. I hope they, you know, were captured in there and just surrendered without a problem and shit, you know. Poor guys. They all look like, well, the dude trying to bash the fucking door with his gun. It's like, yeah, that's gonna work, bro. Oh my god. It's like, listen, Ivan, I will bash this door with gun, it will work. I don't even think American cops use the elevator when trying to secure a building. I mean, again, like, so many of these Russian soldiers are just conscripts and, you know, are barely trained, you know, when it comes to, like, military tactics and shit, so... Like, I could just tell, like, a good chunk of them were. Like, I mean, here, let's go back real quick. Like, I could just tell, like, especially that dude is no older than 20. Like, that kid right there is no older than 20, guaranteed. Like, this dude looks like he's maybe, like, 23, my age about. He looks maybe he's, like, 26 or something, you know, a little bit. You know, maybe, like, you know, 22 to 26, give or take. So, around my age. That guy looks like he's either, like, 20, 21, 22. Like, I mean, you know, they're like, a lot of them are young as fuck, you know, and basically got, like, a month's worth of training, give or take, or some shit. I mean, you know, it's like, I mean, a lot of them were. I mean, I don't know what type of detachment these guys are. Maybe these, honestly, what type of, I know a lot of them, at least on the ground, a lot of them have white, and I am seeing that right there, there's white, but what's these stripes? That must signify something. Are they are these paratroopers? These might be paratroopers, actually. I honestly am not too sure. I don't know what those stripes are meant to signify. Because all of them have them, so they must be a part of a particular task force or part of a specific unit. Huh. I wonder if there's a way to find out about that. I'm actually going to save this. I'm going to save this. Maybe I'll put it on the Nemiko Discord and say, hey, does anyone know what the identification stripes on these soldiers are who are stuck in an elevator? Like, I mean, just out of curiosity, or like, because if they're paratroopers, then, you know, even though they're young, they actually might have experience, you know, and have training and shit. But if not, then they might, I don't know. But they definitely got the white armbands and stuff, like I've been seeing. Like, that guy does, that dude does. So they got the white armbands. Is that duct tape? Wait, hold on. That looks like duct tape. Did they just use duct tape as the... Oh, my God. If they're using duct tape to identify themselves because they couldn't get a bunch of white patches and white, like, armbands and stuff, then, oh, my God. Hold on. Oh, let's see. Let's see if this other dude... Oh, my God, they do a little bit. That either is a rag or, like, duct tape or something. Like, honestly, did they use duct tape? I mean, it works. I mean, it ain't gonna come off, I suppose, but, like, really? I mean, see, that looks like a patch. See, maybe this guy's actually got some armbands, but that dude looks like he got, like, duct tape or something. Like, did not all of them get, like, what this dude's got? I mean, I don't know. I just realized that he's holding his hand out like that. Like, this dude looks like he's actually really holding his shit. So, like, he actually does. I didn't even notice his hand was sticking out like, I really need to hold it. It's like, that I should have done this before we left. I should have took that shit before we left, damn it. What about the dude who tried to sink the oligarch yacht in Spain? Oh, man. He didn't, though, huh? But you know what? Based. That is utterly based. He tried. Failed, but tried. And that in itself is based. We should have more to be inspired like him. In Roblox, of course. Don't hurt me, Washiki. He flooded the engine room. That counts for something, right? Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have... Dude, if you flood the engine room... Like, do you know how much that's... You're gonna have to replace the entire engine for that fucking ship. It's stalled. Like, it's not going anywhere for quite a while until it gets replaced. So, yeah. That does count for something. That is based. It ain't going nowhere now, son. Spain, appropriate that shit. Get it. Seize it. It ain't going nowhere now. I mean, it's worth a little less because it has a blown out fucking engine and shit, but hey, you know, who gives a fuck? It's a Russian billionaire's orgy yacht, so whatever. You're probably gonna find a few unironic, like, slave hookers probably stashed in there somewhere with fucking, like, cocaine strapped to them or something. Like, I mean, free them and seize the cocaine for yourselves, I guess. I don't know. What you do with said cocaine, which is going to be billionaire bourgeois cocaine, which I imagine is going to be actually legit, like, quality. I mean, you know, do as thou wilt, as I say. Honestly, if I got my hands on, like, some rich-ass, like, fucking Russian mafia coke, I would totally try that. That'd be a good lie. Like, somehow snuck onto a Russian yacht, found a block of coke, ran off of it. Like, honestly, like, it probably would be some legit good stuff. Like, it wouldn't be, like, some weird laced bullshit that you probably get here in the States, you know what I mean? So it's just like, that's why I've always been kind of sussy about it, you know? That's why I've heard it's just like meh, because we get the bullshit, we get the lame shit. The rich fuckers are, you know, get the good stuff because it's a rich person drug. So it's like, if you're gonna get it, you gotta, like, find a rich person. Like, that's pretty much it, like, you know? So it's like, I mean, if you find on, like, a Russian billionaire's yacht, then you know some good stuff. So it's like, I'd probably be okay with that, but, like, you know, if I were just to find it, you know, like, around here, fuck that. Like, it's probably gonna be, like, laced with, like, flour or something. Like, ugh. Flour and, like, crushed up, like, chunks of, like, wallpaper or something. Jeff Bezos starts a cocaine deal shit. Unironically, hypothetically, that could be a possibility if drugs were totally legalized, like legalized, tax regulated, like across the board. I could see one Sir Jefferson Bezos, you know, having Amazon, you know, branch off into the pharmaceutical industry in that way. Laced with fentanyl, more likely. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. That's true. But if it's, well, cocaine is a powder though, so unless you can get, unless fentanyl can also come in powder form. People asked in the mud and truck maintenance threads earlier what the Ukrainians could do to make the Rasputisia mud worse. They're even referring to this as the season of mud. That's what Rasputisia means, season of mud. They opened the Kiev reservoir to accomplish just that. No shit. Oh, damn, bro. Water go burr. Damn, dude. So, like, they're making it even muddier. So that's why, you know, there's also been even further halts and shit. Because the old Soviet equipment's not really built for that type of shit. I mean, and considering that it's all outdated and just been sitting out in the sun and in these fucking grassy graveyard fields and warehouses all day and, you know, and shit, like, a lot of it ain't gonna work. Especially when it gets all wet and that and all that, like, it's, and whatever rust is on that equipment, it's just gonna get even more rusty. Oh my god. Whoop. There we go. I mean, sitting ducks, pretty much, yeah. Singers from man pads. Yeah, honestly, it's just like, it's already been happening, but so many of these armored units, whenever, like, one gets hit, they all just flee. Like, most of them just route and get out. You know, so we're probably going to see the same thing for this, too. I know Russians have good vodka, but they have good beer. I'm sure they do. I mean, there ain't no way you're going to get it right now. There's embargoes on Russian products, so you ain't going to get shit, unfortunately. Because honestly, I was looking to buy Ukrainian field rations, and I technically could, but the seller, being in Ukraine, obviously can't ship them. I mean, so it's like, that kind of sucks. But there are Russian ones available, but they're Russian sellers, so you can't buy them. Like, there's not even an option for me to buy them at all. Like, it's just like, no, you can't. Fuck you. It's like, oh, man. Because I actually want to, like, legitimately have a side-by-side comparison. And, you know, just kind of see, like, you know, here's a Russian field ration and here's a Ukrainian field ration. Just, you know, to kind of see, you know, like, at least, you know, just for the fun, you know, to see, like, you know, the, you know, like, general rations they would be getting, you know, on the field and stuff. Yeah, because also when it comes to just a, you know, morale case, you know, rations, you know, and MREs, like, I mean, the little things that could come inside of MREs can be morale boosters. And seeing at least the modern Ukrainian MREs and shit, like, oh my god. It's like, holy shit. There's a guy on YouTube. Yeah, Steve, 1989 MRE info. Yeah, he's the guy I was sharing earlier about the Ukrainian MRE. It's how I found out about it, because I watched that guy. Hot chocolate and ate the candy from World War II ration. Yep. Yeah, he smoked cigarettes out of old rations too and shit, like Vietnam and World War II era ones. So it's just like, I mean, dude's actually pretty cool. But because he got that Ukrainian one, it's just like, I straight up, like, unironically, and he even said that's like the best field ration, at least when it comes to modern 24-hour field rations, that's like the best one he's had. And it's just like, oh. So, you know, when I can, I actually want to stock up on a couple of those Ukrainian field rations, like get different types of 24-hour field ration menu types, like it, because the one he had was the menu 2. So I want to get a couple of those and get a couple other ones as well. And if I ever go camping or, you know, having like a hike or some shit like that, I'll just take those. You know, if I want, you know, so it'd just be like, hey, you know, and it's like, hey, we're all going camping, you know, for like 3 days. And I'll be like, all right, I'll just bring 3 Ukrainian field rations and maybe a couple snacks for myself. And, you know, no one else has to worry about food, you know, besides themselves. I got all I need. I got my field rations, baby. Like, straight up, I am definitely gonna, when I get a chance and have an opportunity, buy a few of those Ukrainian field rations, because, holy shit, they really do legit look good. Would you eat Scientologist nuclear bunker rations? Do they actually sell those? I'm not kidding. Do they sell those? I mean, I don't know. Like, if you're not fucking with me and that's a real thing, and somebody's like did a taste test of what that's like, and it's actually not bad, I'll try one and see how good it is. If it's actually good, I'll probably buy 1 or 2 of them. Probably not, but you could probably, quote, acquire some. Oh god. Know this, I will never get Jim Baker's survival buckets. Like those apocalypse buckets, there ain't no way in hell I'm getting those. My buddy Rhett and Link did an MRE episode recently. Oh, they did?
Like the troops. Let's talk about that.
Wait, are you actually buddies with these dudes? Are you actually buds with these dudes? It's been a long time since I've seen a good Mythical Morning. And wait, recently? This is a year ago. That ain't recently. I've been watching it for so long I feel like I am. Their sponsors are obnoxious. It's been a long time since I've watched them. So...
the shredded beef and barbecue. We're not really worried about the size because we're just going down in the thing entrees. And then I'm just going to pour some water in there. It can be any water because this is just to cause a chemical reaction.
Here's some barbecue sauce. Don't want to use that? Okay.
Oh, so they got a little heat pad as well for these MREs. So you don't need a fire or nothing to cook them with.
Oh, so it's a hot pocket type situation.
Yep. Don't ever say that out in the field.
First 5 minutes of video are basically ads. Well, luckily this one isn't.
and you prop it up.
They're actually so far.
It literally says prop up against the rock, right?
Because it's got to take about 10 minutes to cook, and so we're going to get back to that in a second.
Yeah.
Well, for the Ukrainian ones, it looks more like 5 minutes.
In the meantime, we're going to try the other MREs that are...
And they bubble up and boil, so that's how they actually cook.
Yes, we have going from worst to best, red, white, and boo!
Oh my god, okay. Huh? What? Wait, so just a taste? Okay, let's just get to the tasting.
Years. This isn't gonna last that long.
Wait. Okay, so what is it? Chicken burrito bowl?
The chicken burrito bowl, and it is nice and warm.
Okay, wait. So do they come with tortillas? Wait, do these MREs actually come with tortillas?
Oh.
Now I'm gonna say, yeah, the bowl is just the packaging. We're gonna.
Well, no shit, it's just the package.
Rip
That's the point.
Straight down the side.
Oh, it's nice and warm. Hot even.
Yeah, we got some tortillas here to go with it. Little pepper sauce.
Yeah, I think so.
It also comes with a side dish, dessert, crackers,
Yeah. Here, just skip it a little bit, just
reselling these things.
Alright, hold on.
We pack gum.
Let's do this.
Napkin and toilet paper, moist towelette.
Okay, they do come with them.
We paid $26 for this on eBay because I mean there's a culture of people reselling these things because thank you. Because if you want to get it officially, well, you need to be in the military. But there's
some out there. I didn't realize that the shelf life, you can get some of the sort of like the prepper sort of food that I have that Jim Baker provides that we tried on the show. That stuff will last like 25, 30 years. This isn't going to last that long because it's like, it's going to be 5 to 10 years or so, but it's more about it's a meal ready to eat out in the field.
Chicken burrito bowl.
That's not, you just made a taco.
That's not bad at all.
It's not just not bad, it's good.
How hungry are you right now?
I'm always very hungry. But I think that's the perfect time that's what you need to be in when you're eating an MRE.
At least these MREs don't look bad either. They actually look pretty good too.
Hard.
Yeah, you're active. So, and look at all the pieces are familiar to me.
Is he wearing like a vest? Oh my god.
This is not scary. I mean, and it's got some beans in it, right? I know you love that.
I'm going to just put it at number 3 because that's setting the bar pretty high.
You can move up.
Who knows what we're going to encounter here?
Asian style beef. Wait. Oh my god, that went way too fast. Holy fuck. Okay, hold on.
High.
You can move up.
Who knows what we're going to encounter here?
Okay, Asian style beef strips with veggies. Huh. Okay.
Next up, we have the Asian style beef strip.
I mean, honestly, this is making me confirm myself more to just like bulk up on like some MREs. So if we ever like go camping and shit like that, I'm just gonna bring these.
It was actually suggested on the video last time we did it from Thomas Wilkerson, who said, "I am a Marine, and I suggest the Asian beef strips, which when I was in training, this was the worst MRE out of them all."
Oh.
Anderson also commented and backed that up. Y'all missed the guaranteed last place Asian beef strips. So we're a little bit shaking in our boots. Combat boots, perhaps? Nope. I'm wearing.
What is he wearing?
A hole for you and a hole for me.
Oh, okay. Let's just suck out of each end.
No,
see who gets happier.
Let's just stick some scissors. We don't know where they've been. Let's just stick them in there. Open it up.
Now let's just take a look down in there. And you got yourself a.
Was that meant to be a stew? I don't know if that was meant to be a stew. That looks like a stew.
Nope. Just to scent it. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
That's not a good sign. His look did not. Oh no. No, what the fuck is this? I'm so glad they're not really showing it because I already have sussy problems with it. I mean, honestly, like, I'm just gonna be blunt. If you're gonna do, like, quote, Asian style, like an MRE, you have to do it simple as fuck. Like, basically, like, rice and just a basic meat protein base and maybe, like, onion and, like, Sprouts or something. Like, I mean, you can't go, like, all weird and fucking complex or some shit. Like, what is this? I'm really glad I'm actually seeing it, because holy fuck, I'd probably be freaking out about it. Oh, his face really is just saying it all for me. His face said it all for me. Like, okay, I'm gonna remind myself to avoid that.
You guys made me scared, but it smells kind of dog food. It smells a little off.
Why do people, like, want to say dog foody? Like, I would not even feed this to my dog.
It's not horrible.
They're real hard. Maybe that's because it's a bamboo shoot.
I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be based on Thomas and Brandon.
The beef strips are horrible, dude. Just like, yes.
Sakava quality meal. I give him fresh deli meat and fresh, like, fried rice with, like, peas, carrots, and egg with some kibble. Like, he already gets quality meals. Like, do not question the quality of my meals I give to my dog. The fresh MRE. Or let, like, some random wild animal, like, out in the wild, scavenging, you know, like a raccoon, eat that.
No, it's not horrible.
I mean,
Let a possum have it.
It's way worse than the chicken burrito bowl, so we're in agreement there. I'm just trying to be honest.
And you know what? I'm going to go with what they said.
Red, white, and
It
blue.
could get worse.
No,
I'm just leaving open the possibility that it could get
Do not question the quality of my beef strips. Chili and macaroni. Okay, you know what? As an MRE, this actually could be pretty good.
The next Thursday,
I would be sad if this is not good.
You know why? Because there's going to be an all-day live stream right here on.
Like, oh my god, okay, I see what Stefan's talking about, the whole fucking ad shit. Anyway, but like, at least when it comes to, this, I mean, like, honestly, like, when it comes to some of the microwavable mac and cheese dinners that I'll grab and get, you know, it's just like, yeah, like, it's actually not bad. Like, I get them, you know, if I'm really, like, thinking, alright, I want some mac and cheese, but I don't want to spend, like, 30 minutes making, like, you know, a whole thing of mac and cheese or whatever, I'll just, you know, whip up 1 or 2 of those bad boys. Like, if I'm really feeling some mac and cheese, I'll grab 2 of them. If I'm feeling just a little bit, I'll just grab 1. You know, and put a little bit of bacon bits on top of that thing, you know, a little salt and pepper, maybe just a pinch of garlic powder. Oh, damn, son. You know, it's just like, hell yeah. So, I mean, at least, you know, like, for me, when it comes to, like, the more, like, prepared, already ready to eat, you know, mac and cheese, you know, type of things, they're honestly not bad, at least to me. So, for this, like, chili and mac and cheese, type of, like, MRE, I feel like you would have to try hard to fuck it up. Like, honestly. You have to go, like, Hormel style to fuck it up. Because, honestly, I do not like the Hormel's mac and cheese. Like, it's like, ugh. I don't know what they do to their cheese, but there's something ain't right. That boy just ain't right. God damn it, Bobby.
Over 30 years. And we want
If it ever gets a sponsor, Vance will go Yeetus on that shit also, Lamau.
and also raising money, so set your calendars and we will see you there.
hang out with us. Okay, next up we got chili and macaroni. This one, we heard a lot of good stuff about. Many service members.
Okay, that's good.
Their favorite in the comments.
Oh, a favorite even. Okay, so good. Good. Again, you have to try hard to. You have to like purpose. You know, you have to do it purposely to fuck it up.
They also agree that the expectations are very high.
Okay.
This comes out to like less than $9 if you buy 12 for $107.
Oh, look at this. I did it right on that one.
Woo,
Yeah.
Oh, I looked down at my fork and I almost poked myself in the eye.
You know, it happens to the best of us.
Thought about wearing the vest with Sans shirt.
I think not. Okay, so, I mean, this is,
Not
again,
queso.
this isn't like
Chili mac.
dehydrated stuff.
Now, mythical crew member Ben, your brother-in-law. I've gotten information. He was a Marine. He's a retired Marine. Ben told us that they use this stuff as like currency. They trade it. because
Really?
For me, it does not hold a candle to the chicken burrito. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
This has a comforting quality to it.
It's good.
It all comes together.
But like
It's a little spicy.
I could
too.
almost be fooled into thinking that chicken burrito was from a restaurant.
Let me take another bite of my chicken burrito.
I could almost think I was at a restaurant. I mean,
It's not a burrito. You just made a
that's
taco.
what I started thinking a second ago.
Stop calling it a burrito.
I mean, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, shove it in there, and I'll close the rock down. Actually, you know what?
We're gonna move. You gotta move.
Let's move that up.
I mean, I don't want to play too low yet. We're gonna leave room just in case. Hey, and that's for menu 10, and that's for menu 16, and that's for menu 7.
So many menus.
And now
Beef
for
stew.
menu 9, we've got beef stew.
Beef stew and what?
And nothing.
Well, here's the beef stew, and I got news for you, Stu. It comes with multi-grain bread.
Oh, is this for menu 9?
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, if you had told me that from the beginning, even though I did say it.
So, taking a look at the oh my goodness, look at this bread.
Is it multigrain?
Did we eat this last time? Because I must have erased it from my memory. It's a dense, but soft. Break off.
No.
And it is perforated. Look at that. It makes little
I'm going into the beef stew with the
little
bread.
sticks. That's a nice
Oh, look at
little
that.
feature.
Look at that.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I might have had like a weird little turn-off look, but you know what? That actually looked good.
I like that idea. Bread is a spoon.
Mmm.
Mm,
Tasty, man. I feel like I gotta go straight.
might have to grab a couple of these too.
The real test.
Yeah, I don't know about the beef. Because I think that's what brought down the, what's it called? The Asian style beef strips.
Again, it's better than the Asian style beef strips because it doesn't have that. There was a spice in the Asian style beef strips that wasn't working. But it's clearly. towards the
See,
bottom.
because it was too complex. See, that's kind of the issue. I think that's also why I'm thinking about the Ukrainian MRE. Like, because that shit was very basic and very simple, despite it being so rich and filling looking. And even huge-ass portions, too. I mean, maybe that's kind of what this beef stew is kind of like a little bit. Maybe just not as proportional, so to speak. It kind of looks like a small portion, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that's number 5.
Sukov,
Forget about
hey.
perforated
Stop it.
multi-grain wafers.
I'm not gonna forget about them ever.
Because that might pull this thing up when it's all said and done. Push.
Hey! Get over here.
Justin Anderson, shout out to you. We read your comment. Well, y'all never tried spinach fettuccine. It's something else. Being in the military myself, if you come across one of those in your bag, it's better used as a pillow.
Oh,
Pretty good side items, though.
well, we're not testing the side items.
Yep. Dustin, we're going straight into it.
How did I get to be the designated ripper? I mean, you're the
I'm
one
the
with
bread.
you've
I'm
got-
only the bread ripper.
You've got the tactical vest on. I feel like I need a. So this one.
Your best friend right here. Ready for you.
Oh man, I can already tell Dustin's right about this. That spinach.
Oh, what the fuck is
The way the
that?
spinach came through as a fish food sort of.
What
vibe to
the
it.
fuck is that?
If you think the Asian beef is worse than that, then you're not my best friend. Dustin,
Oh my god, what type of gag reflex is
Justin
that?
with a Y, you are correct, sir.
Yeah, that is shifting the scale. I mean,
Oh, it's actually shifted my point of view. Like I'm not happy anymore.
okay, all right.
Is that happening anymore?
Rockin'.
We work as a good team.
Oh my god.
Rock out.
We could be.
That just, I don't even, oh my god, that looked gross. That really, oh my god, that looked disgusting.
guy who holds the medic stuff.
Yeah.
What was it again?
Rolls and stuff, right?
Creamy spinach fettuccine? Oh my fucking god, no.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even think Italian MREs have that. Beef shredded and barbecue sauce?
Cooked up and ready to go.
Okay, this one should be good. This has to be
Shredded
good.
and barbecue sauce.
Comes with some tortillas.
Or
and,
shredded beef and barbecue sauce.
Oh, tortillas too?
Shredded
What?
In the barbecue sauce.
Uh,
Verbs.
Oh, it's hot. Say it comes with jalapeno.
Feel how hot that is. Medic man.
I kind of want to put that down my britches.
I need a tortillas, friend.
Oh, you do? Okay.
You could open one.
I'm here for you, friend.
Put it right there, friend. Now this is all very uniform.
uniform.
That looks actually pretty good.
I'm
Looks like something you would slap on a sloppy
I'm
Joe.
putting up my tortilla on that.
Tortilla? Are they trying to, like,
All right,
trigger
now,
me?
You have the option of putting more barbecue sauce on
It says
here.
it comes with jalapeno cheese spread, which is wild.
What?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Oh, cheese spread. You were holding back on us? Dang. I can't believe
You're going to keep that cheese spread for yourself.
you were going to be spreading on your own. I get it.
Are they purposely doing the southern accent?
Maybe a little bit. That is a pretty good sauce.
Oh, my goodness.
Just a dabble, dabble.
See, now this right here.
Just a dabble, do you? Feel excited.
Ooh,
The ones with the tortillas are good, I think.
Look like taffy.
But I mean, every
I
once in a
like
while-
that barbecue sauce.
Every once in a while, you're eating pretty good because this is pretty good.
Did we intentionally save the best for last? Because
North Carolina.
that's
Ah,
what's happening.
To me, these two in the tortillas
This is just
are
tasty.
better than everything else that we tasted. Now, I've got my original chicken here. You still got some in the tortilla.
I don't need to go back. This is comforting.
Really? But look at that.
You think this is better? Listen,
Look at the pieces of that. You've got real beans, real pieces of chicken. You've got corn. Everything is intact. You could be fooled into thinking that you at a restaurant. If you got this shredded beef at a restaurant, you'd be like,
yes, that may be the best, but this makes you the
who
happiest.
cares? Oh my God! Are they trying to make it like it's Western call? It's an MRE.
I guess I'm kind of telegraphing.
yeah, okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so paper covers rock. And I'm saying, but listen, they're both very good. The two things in the tortillas are very good. But just because of the rock, paper, scissors, we are saying that the official best meal that you can get in the MRE world is from Menu 16, the Chicken Burrito Bowl, followed very closely by Menu 2, beef shredded and barbecue.
With shredded beef on it, OMG.
Join the
Chicken noodle
military to
soup
have-
with shredded beef in it? Huh. Honestly, that does sound pretty good. Got like, bird and then like, land for some meats and proteins, mixed in. A little bit of a brothy soup. Ooh, that does sound actually pretty good, not even gonna lie. That does sound pretty good, I'm not even gonna lie, I tell you what. I'm also trying to think, like, I wonder if there's like other different, what other type of like, MRIs I could try to look up and find. Ooh, Steve MRE actually has a Honduran 24-hour ration MRE review. It's actually a 25-minute one. Ooh, it's a 2021 too, so it'd be more recent. I mean, honestly, it's just like I'm definitely gonna eventually at some point, most certainly bulk up and stock up on some of these. Oh my fucking God, my dog is splooting beyond belief. It is insane. This sploot is ridiculous. Look at this splooting behavior. What? What are you doing? Oh, what was that? What was that nonsense? Look at that. Oh, you handsome boy. Look at you. Oh my goodness. Who's a baby? Who's a handsome boy? Oh, who's a boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Yes, there is. Oh, who's a little? Who's a little? Oh, and you just a baby. Oh my goodness, look at you. You and your same splooting behavior, and now you're just going nuts. Oh, you're such a goofball. Oh, you're just so sweet. That splooting behavior was just ridiculous. Just legs sprawled out in oblivion. Like, oh my God. Oh, you're just so cute. Come here, buddy. Oh my God. Now look at him. Look at this little punk. What, you camera shy? Just hold it in the mouth like it's some gigantic blunt. Just felt like an 8 MRE Bumblebee snack on a run tuna salad kit. Oh, damn, son. Yeah, that most certainly will definitely get you feeling like you would. Come here, boy. Zukov. Zukov, come here. Zukov. 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 Zukov, come here. Oh my god, you just assaulted me. Oh, who'll just be a shame ball of sploot. You big old ball of sploot. Big old ball of sploot. Big old ball of sploot. Big old sploot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're starting to get to be a big boy. Starting to be a big boy. Oh my goodness. Will you ever stop growing? I hope you don't stop growing. You need to be a big boy. You need to be the size of a bear. You need to be the size of a grizzly bear, I tell you what. Oh my goodness. You need to be about as thick as a bear, I tell you what. Thick as a bear. My goodness. Big and thick as a bear. She's about the size of a little bear cub, I tell you what. Got you in the head lying down there, boy. You're such a goofy baby. Fortnite, Walmart Fortnite repellent food. Damn right. Repellent with the Fortnite food. Oh my goodness, chunky little boy. Oh, he's such a handsome boy. He's such a goof. You're so silly. You're such a silly. You're such a silly. You're just a silly. Oh, look at you. Oh, you're such a buddy. Oh, you're such a buddy. Oh. Just a fortune. Fluffy. Just a fluffy. You're such a fluffy. Ooh, baby. Ooh, little baby. That reputed state TV stars rage about getting trolled in the photos of the troops of Ukraine. Strange about Vladimir Solovyov, SCTV Arcanus, Vladimir Solovyov complained that he and air chief of our team, Margarita Simonian, Armenian terrorists, too bad, so sad. Oh, too bad, so sad. We're getting trolled with cyber warfare. It's like, yeah, and? Are we supposed to cry a river? I mean, when it comes to at least, you know, Russia and their domestic affairs, those are the people I can care less about. I'm like, yeah, cry me a river more. It's like, wait. We can't speak propaganda anymore. What's this paw on my leg? Can I help you? Can I help you? Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Grey Poupon. Do they have some of the Vladimir Poupon? I need some of that Vladimir Poupon. Some Vladimir Poupon on the cellular. The Bushi mustard in Lamau. Hey, I've actually tried it. It's not that bad. Did I pay for it? It happened to be on our counter at our department. I was like, I'll try it out once, see how it actually is. Would you like to have some Vladimir Poupon? I actually kind of like some of the ads of Grey Poupon. Would you like to have some Grey Poupon? Sukov, you're starting to get to a point of annoyance that is just like unquestionable now. Like you're doing skirmishes with your little paw. Like you're pawing at me in like a little skirmish. It's like every now and then you'll come back and be like boop, boop, boop. Just stare at me. And then you'll run away. Just do his own thing. Then come back. Do the same thing. You're staring at me. You're waiting to strike. He's waiting. He's staring at me right now. He's like... He's gonna strike it. He's gonna strike that paw. Stop giving me that fucking look! Don't be wagging your tail! Oh my god. You're like the cutest little, greatest little, best mistake I've ever had. Like, I'm really starting to see it now. It nearly got me thrown out. Fucking chewed up dad's shit. Staring at me like doing like what Bandit does, giving me the staring treatment, trying to persuade me. Boofing unnecessarily as shit. Literally shitting on the back part. Like, I let him out like one morning. Yesterday, I think last morning. And I went to go to bed myself. So when I came back out and I let him back in, I saw him. When I peeked over and I actually like saw what he was doing, he was just like, yeah. I decided to just kind of plop a deuce right in the middle of the porch. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, no. Like, you have a whole yard and the porch is where you decide to go. It's like, you son of a bitch. Portugal burr. I mean, it's just like, I mean, I was also on my way to work, so I couldn't quite pick it up right then and there, but on lunch I did, and it's like, man, and because it was a warm day that day, like, the flies were, there's like 8 flies already on it. I was like, oh, Jesus. It's like, man, it's gone now, but it's like, oh, God. Like, it wasn't even, like, 5 hours old, and the flies were already having a feast. It's like, wow. Yeah, you must be proud of the turds you make. You're proud of that one. You're proud of that little porch shit. The little porch shit, you're proud of that one. I know it. I could tell in your eyes. You see it right now, but I know. I saw it in a moment. His eyes had pride. Like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Ugh. What are you gonna do about it, bitch? Ugh. Yeah. Just flexed on you. It's like, oh my God. You fucking dog. I love you, but goddamn it. Here. Sorry, yeah, the random bullshit. I'm getting a lot of memes. I feel like it's just like a mem night now at this point. Zukov, what are you doing? I shouldn't try to get him over here. That's probably a bad idea. I just realized it. I am now really getting recommended MREs. 2020 US MRE menu 20 sausage, peppers, and onions. Oh, you know what? That actually does sound pretty good. Sausage, peppers, and onions. Ooh, yum. His up to his gayness level. He kept talking about gay bars and man pussy all last night. Has he? Like, I know he's kind of embraced his bisexuality, but is he, like, starting to really come out about his, like, bi-ness? I think he just, maybe now that he's, like, you know, come out about that, I think now he just wants a major urge to, like, you know, have a, like, gay sex with a submissive, I think. I'm just making a suspicious, like, little stab in the dark, you know, with an idea about why he's kind of up in the gayness level, because he's thinking maybe, hey, a submissive, you know, gay or bi guy will notice me or something. I'm thinking that, because, you know, like, you know how, you know, he would, like, flex a little bit when, you know, wanting to try to, you know, hook up with chicks and shit. Maybe this is the same way, but, you know, on the gay spectrum a little bit. I don't know, maybe he's kind of in a more gay mood lately, you know, and he's, you know, and that's where his sexual mood's been. I mean, I'm bi, so I kind of do the same thing a little bit. Like, sometimes, you know, for a while, I'm just straight up more, like, you know, wanting some poontang and, you know, shit, but, I mean, you know, and there's other times where I'm like, no, I want some guy to, like, obliterate me with his dick. You know, like, it just depends on my mood, you know? And sometimes I just don't give a fuck, like, either way would work. I mean, because fundamentally, that, it would, you know, but, like, you know, so it's just like, I don't know. Maybe he's, like, having the same thing. That's just my guess. I think Melty needs a three-way. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, hasn't he done one before? I know Harley has. I thought he, maybe I'm just thinking about, you know, like, because I know Harley's done a couple, but... The governor of Akale region, Vitaly Kim, said Russian forces were Friday and suspect numbers. They had abandoned so much equipment that he did not have enough military and municipal workers to collect it all. Damn. I think just Harley has done it. Yeah, and not just once, but a couple times too. Sukov, what are you grabbing? Hey. I don't know what you're grabbing, but you could just knock it off. You big old suckers. Free military shit if you can get to Ukraine. Well, I mean, it just kind of confirms the idea that Ukrainian forces are getting more military armored equipment and shit, you know, from abandoned stuff like this or captured equipment. For supplies of it. I don't. Oh, I see a video here. What those long yellow tanks are. Oh, those things?
Пацанами, с работающей электроникой. Теперь у меня есть свой лич.
Свой лич? Those are probably either storage containers. Like, I don't know. I've seen those as like I've seen similar things as storage containers before. Oxygen tanks? No. I don't know. You know, I'm not 100% sure. Though I have seen those at times be as like like little like cylinder storage things. You know, for things like ammo and like food and stuff like that. But I mean, fuck if I know, honestly, all in all. I know I've seen different things like ammo or like missiles and shit, possibly. I truly am not 100% sure. I mean, I'm just kind of taking some random stabs at what it is. Maybe like tank shells? Like their storage units for tank shells? Like, you know, maybe it holds like 2 or 3 tank shells, you know, to resupply different tanks on the ground. I mean, oh, someone steals one of those Soviet Jeeps and just rolls it down to Poland. Probably not a good idea. Polish border guards might think you're Russian troops, fucking, you know, just like YOLOing it and fucking, you know, trying to do like some recon mission into Poland or something. Like, I mean, that's probably not a good idea. Unless you, like, you know, you slowly roll up with, you know, like, obviously being like, with a Ukrainian flag, like, hey, you know, I mean, unless you make it obvious that you're Ukrainians, like, you know, if you just roll up into Poland with that, you're probably going to be mistaken as Russians. And they're probably just going to shoot you. So that's, you know, so have a Ukrainian flag or something. It's gotta be tough. I mean, I'm sure they are reusing Russian trucks. How are they telling which captures and which aren't? Can't be easy. If I had to take a guess, well, I know this much. When it comes to Russian forces, they have numbers, or not numbers, letters that are signifying which troops are which. The Z or Zapad is the Crimean task force and Crimean deployed troops from south. V is the Belarusian deployed troops, you know, from that region. And there's like a Z with squares, and I think they're from the east. And then there's A for special forces like Spetsnaz and shit. And then there's X for Chechen. You know, and I think there's like one more. Can't really trust that. That's with what they've been able to discern, what Ukrainian forces have been able to discern so far. Because it's primarily, at least at this point, a way to identify, at least Russian forces, as a way to identify each other. And, you know, for their aircraft to identify them on the ground. So, Ukrainian armored vehicles are more likely to probably have, like, Ukrainian flags on them or, like, banners sticking up on top of them. You know, so there's going to be at least different things, you know, to ID each other. But, at least from what I've noticed when it comes to, like, the different markings and the different paint that's on these tanks and shit, there, you know, it's not just necessarily a identification for each other, but also kind of like where their deployed forces are, too. The Czech steals Soviet Jeeps, flags to Jolly Roger, tries to get back to Prague via Poland. Well, I mean, different countries like the Czech, Poland, Romania, like these different countries use old Soviet tech. You know, Romania still has the MiG-21 fish bed. Like, that shit was used in, like, fucking Vietnam. Like, that thing was, like, in service back in the 60s. And it's still being used by Romania. It's like, huh? It's like, man, that thing's still in service? Like, goddamn. It's like, I mean, you know, there's one thing I will give, like, this old Soviet tech. Like, I mean, it's old and... At least, I mean, due to the maintenance of the Russians and shit, it just really shows how faulty they can be if you don't maintain them. But these other countries that still have some of this old tech that they're keeping up with and shit, like Romania, Ukraine, etc., like, I mean, there's a reason why they still have them, and they've just been kind of updating them and modernizing them as they go on and shit, because, like, they're still good, like, honestly. They're still very, like, formidable. I mean, like, these Ukrainian MiG-29s, for example, and shit. Whether the Ghost of Kiev is truly, like, you know, a real one pilot or just different, very skilled pilots in the air and shit, like, I mean, it's not just the fact that they got good pilots, but, like, those aircraft, you know, are still capable. Same with, like, the different vehicles, too. I mean, at least when you modernize them and retrofit them up and shit. which I guess, you know, the Russians have, you know, forgotten to do with some of their old equipment. You're literally left to rust in either in just little fields or fucking warehouses and shit. It's like, I mean, might as well just update your shit and keep it maintained. If you're gonna keep it. If not, then fucking sell it to third parties and they'll do it. Which a lot of these other countries did. You know, after the Cold War and shit. Like, Germany, funny enough, actually still has 3 MiG-29s. They have, like, one as a museum piece that's still technically flyable, and they have 2 others, I think, as, like, Air Force MiGs, you know, for, like, their Air Force and shit, because they used to be part of the East German Air Force. And prior to that, they used to actually have all of them, which I think was, like, 20-something or, like, 30-something MiGs. So it's like, and Germany sold them off to other countries eventually. I think they actually sold some MiGs to, I think actually to Ukraine prior, and to this whole conflict, and even to prior to like the Crimean situation too, like, you know, back in like the early 2000s or something. And they also sold some to like other nations as well too. But kept a couple as like, you know, little mementos of, you know, the history and shit, which is pretty cool. Like the museum piece is still in the traditional East German colors of the Air Force and shit, and then their Air Force pieces, you know, or their like air show pieces, you know, one of them's, you know, in like, you know, I'm sure in like some cool like German like Patriot type of, you know, livery, and the other one's probably, you know, something else. That I guess. But honestly, it's just pretty cool how, like, you know, a lot of this old equipment, at least, you know, a lot of this old Soviet equipment, you know, is still able to be used, and, you know, if maintained and in the proper hands, can still fucking be, you know, packing a fucking punch. And still be formidable even to modern equipment. Remember Bald in Bankruptcy hunted down the Soviet sea monster? Soviet sea monster? Was that the, they finally found at the end of here? Oh yeah, it's that it's whatchamacallit, the, oh, I know what it is. I saw it in the thumbnail for a second. What was it? It's like a hydroplane, I think. I think it's a hydroplane. Oh, the Uchronoplane. Yeah, I know about this. This thing is so cool.
What's that? It's a Caspian Sea monster! Let's go check it out.
Yeah, that's it. Look at that thing. That thing is so cool. This isn't in its total glory, though, unfortunately.
Well, I'm not going to get too technical with you, but this ground effect plane was called the Aircraft Killer. That's what it's built for. And on top of it, look at those. There's 6 huge rockets that would have fired off, destroying enemy aircraft carriers at sea.
Yeah, those are like missile pads and shit.
Wow, let's have a little look around it. I can't explain to you just
Look,
how huge
dude, that
it
thing is fucking massive.
being next to it. It is a monster.
Wow. Look at that. All engines right there,
Behind
baby.
me you can see the 8 huge engines mounted on the side of the craft, and they would have extinguished their exhaust downwards, and thus under the wing, and helping the ground effect of this plane, lifting it out of the water just 20 feet, making it impervious to radar. That's what made it so dangerous. Wow, look at it.
Look at that thing.
What an absolute leviathan. That the Soviet Union created to show the West.
I mean, I wonder if there's a way to get inside it from that beach. Honestly, I wonder if there's a way to get in it. If not, I'd fucking find a way. Dude, I bet the inside still has like some of the internals in there still, so you could probably maybe have a chance to get in the cockpit still if there's a way to get in it. Man, that like there's I know there's definitely parts on that missing. I think it's missing some wing sections and shit. But overall, I saw a girlfriend was fearless when they go urban exploring. Yeah, like I mean, obviously, when shit cools down, you know, I mean, all things considered nowadays, like, especially when shit cools down, I'd love to visit Ukraine and Russia for that fact, too, because there's a lot of really, really cool places to go urban exploring in both of those countries. And after this conflict, oh, I guarantee you're going to probably find so much crazy shit urban exploring in places that are not yet really discovered, that are still kind of war-torn a little bit, that have yet to be kind of rebuilt. I mean, it's just like, man, and it's not just going to be like, you know, buried, you know, where you're getting like, you know, some sort of, metal detector and shit, you know, trying to figure it out. It's like, it's just gonna kind of just be there, you know, on the surface. You might like find some abandoned guns, abandoned ammo. I mean, well, hopefully not, but I mean, maybe even like, you know, undiscovered body. Who knows? I mean, again, hopefully not something like that, but, you know, like, it'd be cool to kind of go urban or rural exploring and go explore these places. Exploring one of the countries that isn't at war, lol. After things settle down, I mean, if I was going urban exploring in wartime, I'd basically just be wearing like a big yellow armband and just basically being a lone wolf. You know, for the Ukrainian side or some shit at that point. Like, I mean, fuck that. Like, I'll just, like, you know, in the meantime, I'm gonna urban explore around here. Like, I'm just gonna, you know, keep it a little local, you know? Or Canada or something. Maybe even Mexico. But, well, maybe not there. Like, I don't know. I don't want cartels, like, you know, thinking like, oh, this would be a good spot to set up, like, a little manufacturing cocaine house essay. And then they find me just urban exploring cashier and like, hey, Americano is there. Hey, we can use you for ransom. It's like, uh-oh. No, thank you. I have to fight my way out against a fucking militarized, like, heavily trained cartel. Oh, God. Yeah, no, thank you. He was in Kiev when shit went down. Hey! Hey! Sukov! No! Hey! Hey, no, get over here. Clog of that. Yeah, seriously.
Well, it's the 25th of February, about 3:30 in the afternoon, and apparently the Russian tanks are going to enter the centre at any moment. Myself and Johnny are going to hit
they never did.
a railway station and
literally never did.
Ourselves out of the city, somewhere safer. It's just so surreal to think that in another part of this city, people are being
now it's quiet as fuck.
With tanks, there's fighting. Anyway, let's get some people scrambling to get in front of each other for the train. It's people are relaxed, but obviously nervous as well.
Oh, he found Johnny D. He found that guy. Nah, he just ended up being on train. Well, you know, at least he was able to get out, like, when, shit at the fan. But, man. Honestly, this cohort, Johnny D. Yeah, like, man. I wonder, like, how many, like, Ukrainian YouTubers or, you know, or different, like, content creators that happen to be out in, Ukraine shit are actually, like, kind of out there fighting. Like, honestly, like, you know, like, it'd be kind of interesting in my mind, like, if I... Hey! Sukov! What are you doing? Are you being an anarchist? Stop it. Pickup artist extraordinaire. I've always thought, like, I mean, because I've thought about the hypothetical before, if, like, you know, the whole, like, hey, if shit, you know, got global or whatever, you know, like, if the hypothetical of, like, you know, like, a portal occupation would happen, obviously I would, you know, pick up and fight, but it's just, like, you know, like, considering, like, you know, this type of shit, I wonder what type of usefulness it would actually be to have, you know, like something like that. Honestly, I'm sure my channel will probably explode in popularity now I think about it, because if I have like direct videos or like little clips from like on the ground, so to speak, type of shit, I mean, that would just straight up make me explode out, and, you know, just out of sheer if people wanted trying to find this shit. Be like, oh, what's going on the ground? I guess it helps me if I don't die, but yeah, which, no, I mean, I'd definitely be playing it safe. And also, I'm experienced with firearms anyway, but it's just like, I've always wondered, it's like, I wonder how much, you know, YouTube hypothetically could let me get away with when it came, or, you know, I guess Twitch for that matter too, when it came to like live stream, being like, hey, I'm actually kind of on the ground here and shit's kind of kicking up and stuff, and yeah, I'm documenting what's happening. Wink wink. It's just like, I mean, at that point it would just be like, I don't know, I mean, I probably at least, you know, maybe if it was a little more quiet, do it like that. But, I mean, at this point, you know, but if it was like, you know, hardcore heated combat, I'd probably just, you know, maybe just have it on my actual just camera on my phone, just record it. And just clip out the more intense, you know, obvious, more TOS type of shit, I guess. So impressed with how long they managed to keep the metro running in Kiev. From my understanding, they've kept the water running, too. Though, they say that there's a warning to boil your water if you're using the water system, just because of, you know, shit. It just because obviously there's a war going on. But at least in Kiev, from what I understand, they still are able to keep the water going too. Just probably not safe to drink, unless you boil it, obviously. So, I mean, honestly, like, especially lately because of the weather, I think being a major role in this. I mean, news as of lately hasn't necessarily been bad. I mean, you know, like I was saying from the other day, there's been counteroffensives done by Ukrainian forces in a lot of different areas. So, I mean, and also just gathering up abandoned equipment too as they break down and shit. So it's just like, I mean, there's gonna be an eventuality, like, you know, this lull point, you know, isn't just like, well, yep, they got it now, you know. It's like, well, I mean, we don't know yet. This shit just started for all intents and purposes. I mean, you know, as it stands now, this is kind of just the beginning. Unless, you know, peace talks are able to be you know, actually have fruit and maybe bear some success. At least, you know, stopping bloodshed in the meantime. You know, to figure out other shit, you know, in the meantime, I guess. I don't know. I know there's been at least, what, 2 so far? While, you know, not much political will to, you know, be put on it, so there hasn't really been much progress in it, I guess, at this point. I'm assuming there's at least probably been a 3rd, and there's been other fucking, like, delegates from other countries and shit, you know, talking to Vlad and whatever the fuck is going on with those conversations. I'm assuming they're like, hey, what's your deal? Is there something that, you know, you can get that isn't, you know, having to result in this bloodshed type of thing? But I think, like, in his last talk of Macron, Macron was mentioning, it's like, yeah, he wants to kind of have what he wants, whether it's through diplomacy or war. So it's just like, I mean, then where the fuck was the diplomacy of Ukraine? That's my question. Like, was it just, like, a full-on failure, just, like, all the way through, or was there actually, like, you know, an attempt at it? I mean, because, you know, as far as I am concerned right now, like, it doesn't seem like there really was much of an effort with diplomacy on this front. It was just like, hey, yo, he's kind of breaking up for war. Oh, shit, be on guard. Oh, no, he did it. It's like, wait, what, like, was there honestly, like, an attempt to try to be like, hey, you know, we see you doing this shit, you know, like, is there something that we can fucking, you know, like, you know, talk about here before this shit goes haywire? He wants Ukraine kind of hard to have diplomacy over that. Yeah, and he has his reasons. But there could have, you know, I felt like there could have at least been an attempt, even if it were to prolong the potential inevitability that this would have been. I mean, maybe if it were to be prolonged, maybe this war would start a couple days ago when, at the height of all this muddy shit, you know, and you know, potentially all this advancement that, at least when it comes to places like in the South and shit so far, would definitely not be as successful as it is. They probably would barely get far at all. So leading up to this. Well, I mean, it just doesn't seem like there was, like, you know, like, much significant will to it. Though, then again, so much of the, you know, mainstream media now at this point when it comes to this type of shit, and just so much of the general news is now just all war at this point. So it's just, like, so much about it is just, you know, wrapped around it. But, you know, when it comes to Pryor, I mean, I don't know. I have to, like, you know, rehash it in my head and, you know, look back. And see, like, you know, what type of specific shit, you know, was going down with that. Because, like, I mean, I feel like there is a way to at least, you know, be like, hey, you know, like, we will keep, you know, like, Ukraine out of NATO or some shit. We'll let them in you, but you don't invade them. And we'll also, like, let, you know, this specific thing, you know, that you want, like, one of your pipelines through, or whatever the fuck. You know, there could have probably potentially been some that could at least prolong this potentiality. But, I don't know, honestly, consider, like, you have to also remember, too, Putin's old. He's also kind of one of these old fart motherfuckers, too, now. So it's like, is his cognitive ability even, like, capable of having, like, you know, diplomacy himself? Like, because I think that definitely plays a role to it. And, you know, it's not necessarily, you know, new that, you know, it's like his health has kind of been put into question as the last couple years. And he's also had different plastic surgery to kind of keep himself looking young, too. So it's like, he knows that he's aging and not necessarily looking good for his own health. So, I wonder if that has a major role to play in this as well. Like, is he legitimately lost some sense due to cognitive decline? And that's why he's just not, you know, seeing true, like, sense in this, so to speak. Considering that even some of his own insiders are pissed at him about this now. So it's just like, I don't know. I mean, it seems like that ends up being the case with a lot of these more ultra-nationalistic, fascist strawmen. Like, sometimes their downfall usually is due to their, you know, degenerative decline. It was the same for Hitler, if you look at him. Like, a lot of it was due to a lot of drug abuse, but it wasn't just that either. Like, I think he suffered from Parkinson's, too. So it's just like, you know, he definitely had, you know, a lot of cognitive decline that led up, you know, to his downfall, too. So, probably the same thing for this motherfucker. Seriously, he's got some neurodegenerative disorder of some sort, yes. Yeah. Which, honestly, at this point, I feel like it's making some sense. Maybe not something that affects his judgment, but something more deliberate, like Parkinson's. Yeah. I suppose to say Alzheimer's. Sure, yeah. I mean, but it does to a certain degree, I feel like. Because, like, if your brain is trying to be like, fuck, I can't, you know, have some of my cognitive ability, like, it's going to be more reactionary and more emotional because it's still struggling to try to keep it, you know, itself going in a way. So, I mean, it's definitely going to have some sort of cognitive ability. Maybe not necessarily in a decline, like you're saying, but it's going to have an effect, for sure. It's most likely outcomes Russia gets the separatist areas and the rest of Ukraine joins NATO to prevent a second invasion. Yeah. Which, honestly, I mean, if we look at the live UA map, that's honestly kind of shaping what might be the outcome. Because, I mean, here, and I might actually get ads here. Let me turn this down really quick if it's possible. Yeah, let me do that. Oh, no. Okay. Anyway. I know there's going to be an ad popping up. I just know it. But anyway. But yeah, like I was saying, like, your southern forces are making the most amount of advancements. And honestly, like, for all intents and purposes, you might as well say this area is claimed as well. I mean, because they've been making, you know, a lot of push here. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to it, yeah, whoa, okay, I didn't see this. Yeah, so they pretty much, like, claimed all this as, well, okay, that's, oh, Jesus, okay, I'm getting some, oh, these are all from hours ago, okay, well, let me go back on my map. Anyway, but yeah, okay, I didn't see this from earlier, but yeah, they basically just kind of claimed all this. Like, what's around here? Like, small roads? There's nothing even... Okay, yeah, yeah, this is theirs. Yeah, like, I mean, this is occupied territory. There's nothing even out here. So, yeah, like, all this, yeah. Like, honestly, like, that's gonna... It's very likely that the Luhansk Oblast and Donetsk Oblast... Here's that ad, like I was mentioning. But the Donetsk Oblast and the Luhansk Oblast on top of this region here, which I think is a different area. The Kherson Oblast and the Zaporizhzhia Oblast, like, these two different, like... This is kind of the whole, like, theoretical, like, Novorossiyska, like, neo-Russian, like, separatist state territories are. Like, it's kind of like, you know, the idea of where to set them up at. So, it's just like... I mean, I still can't get over this worm. I still can't get over these weird-ass worms. These worms of territory. Like, we have these roads because literally we will be bogged down if we go in these marshlands like this, comrade. And also, this village, you know what? We were going to occupy you, but go fuck yourself. Kiev is more important, so we'll just kind of go around you, because nope. I mean, it's just like, it's so weird. Like, I mean, this is like, oh my, ugh, look at that. Like, what the ugh. Gross. Border gore. That's some border gore shit right there. Ugh. Diaz mio, man. Ugh. I mean, yeah, so... And I like how, like, over here isn't really much different. I mean, they pretty much also have all that, you know, in between, like, these main red areas. I mean, I guess the main reason why some of this is not, like over here, or, like where we're looking at over here, like in like over here, like this shit, like with the roads and nothing else. Like, I think the main reason why they just don't show that is just because they're probably still quote unquote contested, probably because, I mean, I zoomed in earlier and it looks like there's like, yeah, there's like tiny little like villages that have some like farmland in it, so it's like there probably are like villagers with some guns that are kind of like, you know, antagonizing different troops in the area and shit, but for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much occupied. And is there anything in between here? Well, wait, was there something? Yeah, so yeah, like that highway, they pretty much got that too. I mean, there's certain things that are not necessarily totally updated, because this is a 24-hour update, so it kind of goes every day, and it hasn't updated yet. It updates sometime between like 3 to 7, I've noticed. I don't know when specifically. I think maybe like 4. But yeah, it's not totally updated though. But there's definitely some things that are just like claimed. Like, again, this is just weird to me. It's like, just say all this is red, because it's like all you got is like some roads and like tiny villages that, yeah, like might be technically contested, but for all intents and purposes, it is occupied. I mean, I've noticed with other maps, it's like that as well. Like, I mean, some of the, some maps will show similar things, but it just kind of depends. Like, certain areas are a little wishy-washy and aren't 100% where troops exist. It doesn't say anything about how solid their holdings are. Yeah, exactly. Like, the live UA map is probably showing more, like, where their actual troop holdings are versus, like, areas where they're fighting it out and being contested. But, I mean, nonetheless, I mean, because I've noticed, like, there's, like, some reports, like, hey, they've been pushed out of this village, but it's, like, not in the red area. So it's like, okay, so they occupied that, and they did advance there at some point, but it's just, like, it doesn't show it on the map. So it's like at some point in that 24-hour period from the previous update on the live UA map, they did occupy it, but within that 24-hour period, they got repelled. So it's like the live UA map, it's solid. I do like it, and I do get updates from it. And honestly, I'll screen cap it, and as reports come out, I'll be like, all right, so hypothetically, from my understanding, it looks like troops will be in this region. So I'll kind of like mark with a little marker on red, where they're at in comparison to where the live UA map was from the last update and shit. And usually when it updates in the future, either it's still in the contested thing, or it actually does end up being occupied, and my prediction was actually kind of true. It's like, oh, It's like, oh, nice. Well, I guess not nice, but it's like, I mean, a lot of my predictions so far about certain things, just looking at the live VA map alone, have actually been true. Like the FOB that was at the Holston Airport, like, that was true. So, and some of the different advances they've been making have definitely been somewhat true so far. At least from, some of my predictions I made about that a little bit. Not all of them, because there's definitely been different repellings, and just because of the weather and shit, too. And the mass demoralized force that the evasion forces, have. It's just with endless demoralized, just, we don't want to be here, fuck this mentality. I mean, honestly, at this point, for me, it's just more like, when's, the next, phase of their, attempt evasion here, because they've got Kiev legitimately, for the most part, surrounded. Like, the major artery and the major interstate highway that leads out of Ukraine is, blocked up with a lot of different Russian forces, so that leaves only one smaller highway, which goes more south more than west. It's the way to get out of there. So you have to take a massive detour to get out. It's just like, I mean, it kind of leads to me, what's their next phase here? Because obviously they're doing like little, antagonistic little airstrikes and shit like this. For their ballistic missiles and stuff. And obviously in different areas, residential and otherwise. And it's like, at least for Kiev specifically, I mean, it's definitely going to be obvious that they're going to rank that up a little bit. But it's like, are they going to just try to, like, do a mass assault, considering that they're building up, and surrounding them? Or are they just going to just do the whole, like, we're just kind of bomb them until they submit type of thing? But the thing is, it's Kiev. They're just not going to do that. It ain't like Kherson or, I mean, it's I mean, even Kharkiv is like, not, like, it's being hard to fucking get. Like, there's definitely been back and forths in contested areas in Kharkiv and shit, but for the most part, they've kept them out of it. Like this in since the 90s, yeah. Not even during, like, the whole Georgian conflict, or, like, the Chechen shit, or even Crimea, like, not at all. We will actually use tactical nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Probably not. I mean, if they do, then at that point, it would probably be like on an obligation sense on NATO to fucking react at that point. Because the nuclear fallout ain't just going to affect Ukraine. It's going to affect a good chunk of the world, depending on where that fallout goes. We haven't seen wars like this developed in countries that much at all in a while. Yeah. Like, honestly, I mean, there's definitely a lot of reminiscence to, like, the Iraq War, and to some extent, when it came to, like, how boondoggly the evasion has been, and, the lack of support to it even, and shit. But it's just like, I mean, it's definitely not even on that level. Because it's just like, I mean, it's not like some boondoggle military that just routes at the immediate side of an M1 Abrams. Like, I mean, you have an actual, like, I mean, it's legitimately a very resilient people who are not willing to back down at all, and actually have legitimate, like, fucking quality military hardware, even if it is outdated, like, with Soviet-era tech, like MiG-29s. Like, even despite shit like that, they're able to keep it modernized and bulk it out with modernized equipment and even their contemporary counterparts of some of the old, outdated Soviet hardware too.
Yeah.
So it's like, even there, it's not even necessarily the same. How will Russian economy turn out? Probably, they're probably going to see their greatest depression in a long fucking time. Probably even to a worse level than the Great Depression in '29. Definitely going to be significantly worse than the '08 recession. That much is a fact. And honestly, like, holy fuck, like, I mean, I really do, you know, feel sorry for a lot of the fucking just average Russians that especially hate this fucking shit in the first place, that are gonna be fucked from it. I mean, because if they don't get some, like revolutionary fervor out of all this, like, and I don't know what will. I don't know what's gonna, like, what, like a global conflict? Because I hope that isn't the tipping point for them. Like, because, I mean, it already seems like it's starting to be a little bit of a tipping point as it is for them, you know, when it comes to their government. So I really do hope that, you know, and it seems like it is the case, that they're just getting more, you know, a little bit more, you know, like, revolutionarily fervorous about their government concurrently. At least for the people. Their oligarchs and elite want him, you know, to figure his shit out, you know, before things get too south. Because they value their fucking profits and shit, you know, being a bunch of mafioso fucking oligarchical piece of shit, but fuck them. Like, if anything, I hope the Russian people fucking, you know, have the same amount of venom, you know, towards them just as much as Putin. Give me Benito Mussolini tour in Moscow. Booty. What's up, baby? What's up, bruh? Want a treat? I'll give you a treat. Because I know you want one. I'll give you one of these. It's the last one here. Here. Alright, you're already sitting. Stand up. Up. Good boy. Sorry, Lizzie. Gay ram. Gay ram, dude. Gay ram. Call for Putin to be assassinated. Now he's all over Russian TV. Accidentally based? Someone in my city whack him. Oh my god, bro. I mean, you know, I don't like Lindsey Graham, but accidentally based? I mean, you know, it's like, Putin's one of many, you know, not just, you know, when it comes to Russian elitists, but just elites, period. He's the one of many that I would say that is definitely accidentally based when it comes to, you know, said ideas and said claims. If I say it, I just get banned on YouTube. But if Lindsey Graham says it, you know, then it's okay. I mean, those two should duel each other to death. The world will be much better off. Yeah, give him two old, like, musket, like, fucking flintlock pistols. And let them go 10 paces, you know, far from each other. Turn around and shoot. Let's see who, you know, who wins. I'm down with that. Let's have a good old, like, let's have a good old classic duel, man. Baby! Putin could eat Graham, and then someone could stab Putin from behind, so it's a win-win. What if they just both, like, turn around and just pull on each other and shoot, and just both happen to just shoot and kill each other at the same time? It's like, oh, the comrade, I got you, boom. And Graham's like, I got you, you son of a bitch, boom. You know, just both at the same time. Just like, and it's just like both, like, you know, headshots, like, you know, just like both, you know, clink on the ground from a headshot. Back of that cranium just explodes in a billion pieces. Because it's a fucking flintlock, old-ass pistol and shit. Traditionally loaded in its traditional form with a traditional powder load and everything. Of a gun than Graham. Alright, so we give Putin, you know, flintlock pistol, you know, the first day, and he has to figure out how to load it and everything, and we'll just give Graham a preloaded fucking flintlock pistol and train him on how to fire a flintlock pistol a month ahead.
So come, can I help you, baby? What do you want, baby? What is it do? What do you want? Oh my goodness.
Alright, when China says Taiwan is not a country, alright, when Putin says Ukraine is part of Russia. Yeah. Which is weird. It's like, huh. I mean, I'm on the weird, like, philosophical idea that nation states kind of suck, and hopefully we can all just unite as one humanity. But, you know, in the meantime, yeah, let's not invade other countries and other, you know, states and shit, thank you. Like, we can figure out the whole, like, one humanity thing, you know, via diplomatic means, I'm sure, you know, like, yeah.
What do you want?
My bad, bitches. No, send him to Florida, dude. Get him into fucking Florida. And I don't want him near Oregon, bro. I don't want him near. Oh my god. What do you want? What do you want, bro? Now you're up here. What are you gonna do, bitch? I don't sell propane, bitch. What? Now what are you looking at? What the fuck? Yeah, are you offended? You better be. You prefer Idaho, apparently less libs. Well, okay, can we just invade Idaho? Can we just, like, as a state, invade Idaho? Can we declare, like, state-on-state war? Like, can the U.S. Fed Gov just stay out of it, just let the Oregon State National Guard fight it out with the Idaho National Guard, and, you know, we'll just see how it works? Statistically, Florida is still, like, 40-45% liberal progressive. Climate change will fix that. Like, fucking, like, once, like, goddamn Miami and Orlando fucking, like, sinks into the sea, like, that's gonna shift to, like, 5%. Well, you're just a little drum. You're just sitting there taking it. You let me use you as a drum, and you don't give a fuck, so whatever. I'm gonna use you as a drum. He evidently does not give a shit.
You fungus! Yeah.
Taiwan also has strong military and is island, so difficult to invade. And also, the United States has their back, too. Like, unlike Ukraine, without necessarily having a real, I guess, like, ally to, like, militaristically back them aside from Lend-Lease programs of sending javelins and shit. Aside from that, Like, Taiwan legit has, like, an actual alliance and tie with the U.S. So, any, like, invasion of them means that they fuck with the U.S. Japan maybe could. Not Taiwan could. Because, again, the U.S. would immediately get involved. You seriously arm Japan? Japan can be trusted. I mean, let them have their own military, sure. Do well on the U.S. The main reason why is because Japan is a vassal state of the U.S. Like, we made, when we occupied them militaristically, we basically wrote their constitution for them and basically wrote it in there that they don't get a military. They get, like, a defense force. And that's what they have now. And so they don't get, like, an actual military, so to speak. You get the equivalent of, like, a National Guard, and I don't even necessarily think it's that. Attacking USA with them. Why would they attack the US? It's to prevent Japan from having a military. The Constitution is. Because the US pretty much wrote that for them. It's like, here's how your Constitution is going to be. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, it was under a military occupation government with MacArthur. And with their collaboration with the different, like, higher-ups in Japan at the time, they wrote the Constitution. So it's like America definitely pretty much, like, wrote the Constitution for them. Didn't really give them too much, to work with. I mean, they made sure it was, like, kind of built around ours, too, to a certain degree. I think U.S. presidents have supported Japan adopting a stringing military. Well, I mean, honestly, it's just up to them to kind of reshape the Constitution now at this point, but honestly, at least historically, I mean, really no help to MacArthur and us, as the U.S., at least.
What's he out here barking about?
I don't know. You're being a boof. I don't think expanding military industrial is a great idea. Well, yeah, definitely not.
What are you doing?
I think of all the cultures that are Japanese are the most alien-like. Alien-like?
Go away. Go away.
Huh?
Go. Go. No. Go.
Will ever have the Japanese are the closest thing to humanity will ever have to space aliens? Huh?
Who's on crack?
That's spacist. I what? Okay.
Okay, well, you're inebriated, I can tell that.
Okay, so I'm not drunk enough for this. I'm gonna step out. Oh my god, I don't even know. I don't know, bro. Don't try to, like...
Your roommate doesn't even fucking know. That's fucking weird.
Like, have you not seen,
No way!
Have you not seen the 0.01% of the wealth holders of the world?
Do you have to go outside?
Eh. Their ways / technology. Did I say that in disparagement? I'm not saying that you are. It's just like, oh. I mean, technologically, I mean, it's just because that humanity, yeah, it's like one of the examples of how humanity is like capable of being like a very technologically advanced species and shit. Where we, could be in a lot of ways. And more. I mean, with their ways, like, I mean, it's like, I mean, goddamn.
Nobody has to go outside.
I'm just gonna have to fucking make sure that,
That the gate's closed?
Is he actually by that goddamn door? Hold on.
He is.
What are you looking at? What do you want?
Daddy, take me outside. Daddy, I need to go outside.
Look
I
at
have
you.
to potty.
No, you don't. You just have to just, like... You just want to play around with things, don't you?
He's like, I have to potty.
Japan's a pretty weird country. Well, so's America. I mean, like, we're both, like... he's just playing around with the little rawhide. It's a rawhide over there. Just chewing on a hide. Look at you. Look at you in your little rawhide. That's so cute. My goodness. You don't look at me like that.
He's going to.
Give me those little demon eyes.
But whose demon is he?
Oh, look at that. Look at my little demon. Come here. Zukov. Zukov, you little demon. Why do you step away and sit over there when I call for you? What the fuck is your problem? Get away from me. Get out of here, Zukov. Get out of here. Get out of here.
He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what? Do you, like, what? Is a fucking, like, what? Like, what's your deal, bro? Come here. Come here. Zukov, come here. You traitorous pig! You traitorous little pig.
Do not sit next to me. You are not mine.
You are a traitorous pig.
Your daddy's right there.
Fuck you. You jackass.
I don't want this demon child.
You little punk. Get over here. Ah! God damn, bro. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. You're a chunk. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with all this fluff? What are you gonna do with all that fluff? Ah. That's it. Come on, up here. Up here, baby. Whoa! Oh, why
Right
did...
in the stomach.
Oh, he spring-loaded himself into me and batter-rammed me. Oh, okay, you're a jackass. You're a jackass. That fucking did not feel
He's
good.
like, can I have the treats that are in there?
You cannot have a treat for that, you little pig. Oh, you're just a little jerk. Oh, God, that did not feel good. Oh, you spring-loaded into my fucking lap, you piglet. Look at you. Country can be weird in a good way, or weird in a bad way. I mean, I'd probably say, like... I mean, North Korea doesn't really have much of a choice, honestly, in that matter. Don't be pawing at me, you little punk. Are you gonna show off your chompers? Gonna show off those little chompers? Oh, little piglet. Look at you. You're nuts. You're insane. Why do you like this? What the hell? Why do you like this?
He's like, okay.
He's like, okay, that's too much. Alright, give me those ears. I'm gonna flip those ears. Why do you keep sniffing everything over here? Got one. Got two. Boom. ears have been sufficiently flipped. Oh, look at those little ears. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You silly little thing. He's a little goofball. You never cared 8 years he flipped. You don't ever give a damn. My goodness. Look at you. I think you can like hear everything now. He's like, whoa. There's so much. Yeah, he really does. Oh my god, you're hearing every tiny little thing, dude. Jesus.
Hazel, what's that? Can I have that?
You cannot have this. Bruh.
Your dog doesn't want you to be an alcoholic.
Look at you.
Hey, at least we don't drink every day.
Pretty sporadic with it. This guy depends on the mood. These little ears are insane. Look at these little ears. You just don't even care. You just sit there and chill with it. Oh my god, you're such a baby. Wow. Just a sweet boy. You're just a sweet boy. You want a treat? I'll give you a treat. See it? Paw? Paw paw? Paw? Not a boy. Up. Up. Good boy. There we go. Sweet little thing. Getting his little tweet. Why Chechens fighting on both sides of Ukraine? Are they actually fighting on both sides? What the fuck? Are there Chechens that are like, you know, fuck this, we're gonna be on the Ukrainian side on this? My understanding they're on the Russian side on that. Wait, huh? Hold on. Huh? It's actually, some Chechens resent Russia. Well, I guess that makes sense, yeah. Belligerents. Oh yeah, like, Chechens aren't there anymore. They were, but now they're gone. Here. Look at that.
Go back and watch our show.
What I'm seeing. Chechens fighting Chechens in Ukraine, Chechens also is on that cause. Yeah, so yeah, there's like some both sides shit going on with that. Yeah, there's a bunch of different things on that. So that's definitely pretty interesting. No. Look at me, Paul. You spoiled. You spoiled the hell, bro. You spoiled the hell, bro. You're so soft. You're such a soft bowl. Don't be fucking slapping me with your paw. You paw at me and I give you some love. And you smack your paw away from me. I'm gonna smack your face. Yeah, that's what you get. Yeah. Yeah. You're a goof. I wish we had Japanese market cars in the US. Zakov, what is this that you're doing? You're a goof. Oh, that thing's small. I mean, I'm not a small person, so that wouldn't really work out for me. I need some room. Baby, look at you do so goof. Cappuccino? Probably not. I'm just gonna assume not. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, no. I've seen, like, you know, a picture of somebody next to it, and oh my, yeah, definitely not. Like, my head would literally, like, I would have to be doing this. I'd be like, okay. Alright, y'all. We're ready to drive. It's like, It's like, no, I'm like 6'2". That ain't gonna work. What? What? It's like a go-kart. I don't want to think of my car as a go-kart. I'd rather it just be a car. Do you mind? Do you mind, good sir? Man, your puppy face. God damn it. God damn your little puppy face. Specific car pollution. Why not just have, like, you know, mass public transit and shit? So I'll just empower some microcars. SUV, minivan, people don't carpool. I mean, I generally, at least around here, I see it pretty frequently. But on a general level, yeah, probably not. No, at least around in the Pacific Northwest, but I guess more or less like Portland in general, it's a little bit more, I guess, like public transit slash pedestrian friendly slash more like carpool centered, I suppose. But that's a little bit more unique for, you know, the rest of the country in comparison. Especially Portland, like the rest of the country, is not exactly like, you know, having the same type of culture when it comes to like public transit and like more pedestrian friendly driveway or like roadways and shit like that. Or more like pedestrian friendly type of cities. Like Seattle and Portland especially have been known for like their more pedestrian friendly layouts. I mean, even in Europe, too. I mean, even if they do have, like, roads and shit, and, like, with the cars they do have, like, even, like, the trucks or the SUVs or minivans they do have, they're nowhere near the same size as the ones here in America are. Or at least, like, American-built ones. Like, while American-built ones are a lot more bigger and bulkier, like, a lot of European-made ones are a little bit more smaller and slimmer in comparison. So, like, an SUV would be, like, legitimately a lot more of a smaller size in comparison to, like, an SUV here in the U.S. At least from my experience. When I was at least in Iceland, at least over there. Hey! Do you mind? At least when I was in Iceland, they had a lot of Euro cars over there, and you know, for being like SUVs or like little minivans stuff like that, they were not the same type of size that, you know, were like what we were thinking of when it comes to like, you know, US, you know, minivans, or at least like US made SUVs and minivans and shit. Because oh my god, all of us trying to, when we first got it, where we were all trying to stuff ourselves in there. Oh my god. It was like the most insane level of Tetris I think we've ever done, honestly, to try and stuff ourselves into like a small SUV. It's like, oh my lord. There's like, what, 5 of us, I think? Yeah, there's 5 of us. Oh my god. Yeah, oh god. I just remember how crushed we felt. Like, it was like being in a goddamn sardine can. Let's find some background music here real quick, because I gotta go to the bathroom myself, actually. Maybe Zukov will finally get his wish. Oh yeah, you heard your name? Ugh. Look at you. Oh my god, you're going nuts.
Oh, look at you. That's so crazy.
Bandito. Bandito. You know what? Fuck it, this big chunk boy, bro. Oh, you're rubbing heads. Oh, now you're slapping him. That was a very like severe, insane, intensive emotions there. He was rubbing his head up against Zukov's muzzle, and then suddenly he was like, just slapped him. Oh, little bandito. You sweet little chungus. Oh, little bandito. Don't fuck the bandit. He just wants to, like, chill, bro. I'm defending you doing that. Get back off, bro. I just want bandit chilling. Oh my god, his tail's huge. Don't get bandit all feisty. He's just chilling. I am not in control of what Bandit does to you, and if he slaps you in the face, I don't give a fuck. That's on you, dude. Oh, you big old chungus. You're just a huge little softball. Oh. That's what I thought, Sukov. Yeah, you had a little stare down, but you ain't gonna fucking face the fire. You know better. You're all fucking playing no bite at all. Little pansy. Not even gonna stand up to the man. Not even gonna stand up to the king himself. Cause you know your place, is that it? Oh, look at that face. God. Goofball here. I shouldn't give you a treat, but I'll give you one nonetheless. Well, you did eat all your food, so I guess, alright. Come on. Stand up. Just quit staring at it and stand up, damn it. Man. You just have to, like, stare at it just blankly, like, what do I do with that? Such a goofball. Look, can I help you? Is there something you need? No. Let's figure out shit to check out. No, not really. Definitely more memes. So probably in my own time I'll have to check out some of these memes. That was weird. I had like fucking hair like on the back of my tooth. It felt weird. Can I help you, baby? Can I help you? Mm-hmm. Can I help you? Goofball. Is this another attempt to get a treat? Those eyes say yes. No. It happened, fam. Not like that. Yeah, not really too much. Well, like, now things kind of quiet down for me time and all that fun shit. Get this last little bowl loaded up. Oh, actually, I already loaded, but smoked up. And call good for you then. Anyway, I'll call it good for the rest of this lovely little event, so peace out, and of course, I'll be back around for that next one, so toodaloo, my little